Ah, yes, the timer lied because I was hungry. I was a hungry, hungry streamer. But hello, everyone.
Or
Lots of people.
you gotta do what I do. Scarf down your food in 15 minutes just before stream.
Hmm.
That's the pro strat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like Lex. I gotta drink. It's just one of those things where it's like, I was a little hungry, so having a nice little ruby cacao latte was all I wanted.
That does sound very nice.
It's really good. But hello, Cleo and Lex and...
Hello, Pastry.
Pastry.
Hello, Mason.
Mason, hello. Welcome. You're pretty good. Yes,
Just
it
the
is
4 of you so far.
Friday the 13th. Fingers crossed that
Oh,
that
and
doesn't
boy did it
affect
feel like
anything.
Friday the 13th.
Oh. Let me actually open the thing that I should open. Guys, I've been doing... Hello, Estrock. Yes, it's Friday.
Hey, Estrock. Yes. Oh my gosh, it was.
Less than a year ago, right? Was that?
I think so.
I think that was less than a year ago. When was the last Friday the 13th? Yeah, it does feel like
that sounds
just
really
yesterday.
good, Lex. I will
delicious.
probably have to
You
leave
gonna
in about
share,
an hour
Lex?
to get some dessert
Yeah, you're gonna share?
because I need. I did go to my favorite cafe and get a jelly donut muffin,
Ooh,
and that was
amazing.
very pleased with that, and a lemon breeze tea, which was also.
I'm unfortunately been disappointed in the cafes I've gone to, specifically if I get iced tea. They're always so weak.
They're very watery sometimes.
Yeah, and it's
too.
like, what?
Like
I got no
feel like the
flavor in
hot teas
this.
have more going on.
When I make iced tea, you gotta double the amount of tea, right? But okay, wait. I have to look up when the last Friday the third thief was, because there's no way that it was not this year. Uh-oh.
No, it had to be.
Uh-oh. December 2024 looks like the last Friday
Really?
the third thief. That must have been when it
That's
was.
not too long ago.
No, it's not too long ago. It's within a year of this one. But, yeah,
Let's
I'm
see.
scrolling
When
through.
is the next
That's what
one?
it looks like.
That is the
Probably
question.
January.
No, the next one is February.
I was close. I was close. The what thief? Okay. So basically, I've tried to remember exactly.
Wait, guys, you're not gonna believe this.
What?
We got a Friday the 13th in February, but then a Friday the 13th in March of next year.
Yeah, because they're always identical
to
unless
back.
it's a leap year. They're always the identical days unless it's a leap year.
Ugh. So unfortunate.
Yeah, so basically we were playing Ace Attorney on a Friday the 13th, which I'm assuming is
How
the
fitting.
one in December 2024.
It was the one in
And
December.
I can't recall
Accents suck now.
what exactly, like who exactly said it, but either me, I don't think it was Dylan. I think it was either me or Mars fucked up when saying Friday the 13th, which obviously
We were
set
just struggling. We were on the
Dylan
struggle
off.
bus that night.
Which obviously set Dylan off in going Friday the third thief, and then it was just downhill from there.
We just
If you
adopted
wanna
it.
find
We rolled
out
with it.
Whatever stream occurred on Friday the 13th in December 13th, 2024, is the one you could do.
I believe it was AA1-2, and it was the second case
No,
because
Pastry
Eddie
Puff
was
is
there.
Pastry Puff is saying it was a blaze.
Oh, turnabout a blaze?
We can check. We can check
Oh,
by going
okay,
on the record.
okay.
Let's see. Let's find out.
But I know
Put
Eddie
your
was part
bets.
of it because I could not get his accent right.
Well, then it can't possibly be the first game.
Well, now
Eddie
I'm
didn't come
confused.
until the second game. So let's find out.
Because I
Let's find out.
specifically remember
Pastry Puff's
Dylan
saying we're
saying,
in
it's
Alba's
Friday the
office."
13th, all accents suck now.
Friday the third thief. Yes, I do actually recall that. Pastry Puff, there is a great chance that that was a different Friday the 13th. as we have had a few at this point,
It's
mathematically.
not unlikely that this has happened on more than one occasion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In fact, I'd say the odds are
finally hit
relatively high.
420. Blaze it. That's where we're at in subscribes. But let's look. We're going on back on the record. Let us see.
We do love the scribbles indeed.
Alright. December premiere. 13th, 2024.
Slam my knee into my desk.
Art-torney 2 is number 2. Friday the 13th was the second case of the second investigations. But now let's see. Let's see when the most previous before that Friday the 13th was. We got December. Ooh, September had a Friday the 13th in it. So that would line up then, I think, huh?
I think that would actually.
September the Friday the September 13th was Ace Attorney 1 at the very end. So Pastry Puff, you're not wrong. A Friday the 13th did indeed take place during Turnabout Ablaze in Alba's office. However, I do know that it was the most recent one that crowned Turd Thief, and thus was Investigations 2.
That's wild.
So there we go.
We have a paper trail now.
We've had a paper trail for years, but that's beside the point.
I know,
yes,
but we could
exactly
track the joke.
Happy 420, Blaze. But yes, it is tea time. I'm enjoying my latte. It's great. My coffeeless latte. I can't do coffee. It has milk foam. It's great. But
Ooh,
what are we doing
jealous.
today? Today we are doing Fey-thful with Fey. Haha. Fey-thful redesigns.
This really did work out perfectly.
What do I mean? And you guys voted on this, so this is what y'all wanted. Or at least
Yes.
whoever voted, this is what you wanted. But
You have no one to blame but yourselves.
if you don't know, yeah, Fey Day! There you go. It's Fey Day.
Yeah,
Happy
it's
Fey Day the
Day.
13th. It works out. Spirits on Friday the 13th. You know, all that sort of stuff. Basically,
this really did work too perfectly.
I was a little upsetty spaghetti that Mia's base outfit really doesn't have a lot of Fae vibes going on. Now, I understand that she specifically left Karain in order to go pursuing being a lawyer, but she does still wear the Magatama. So, to me, that means she has not, it never felt like she left because she didn't want to be part of it. Like, that makes sense. It's more like she left and then they excluded her, right? Like Morgan, because it was Morgan, right? So it's like she left to go do the thing and then Morgan, like, exiled her. Not that Mia was specifically the one desiring to cut ties
one of us.
with spirit channeling. So all I wanted was her base design to be a little more Fae-inspired, right? A little more Karain channeling clothes inspired. Now, I don't think she has to, like, we're not trying to get her to wear what they're wearing. I just want them to be more of a through line than just the Magatama. And on that stream, when I did that, I took like 30 seconds and we did like this little mock-up here. And I have these colors.
She honestly came out pretty damn good.
I'm very happy with how it came out. And we have these colors of who was who and what was what. And I think giving her like a fairly dark purple is the vibe to go for here.
It's definitely the darker purple because
I'm thinking give it like a pretty dark
purple. The youngest
purple.
gets lilac, the darker
Well,
one
there was
goes
a
to
thing
the
in the
eldest.
post that had to do with your rank, not just age. But my goal with the dark purple is just the fact that her normal color is black. Right. So giving it a dark tone would help with that.
Kind of like using dark blue in place of black.
Mm-hmm. So what I am going to do...
Always good. We do stand.
And then if there's time, we're going to work with Miles, and I'll talk about that later.
Because he deserves it. The boy.
Yes.
It's Pride
The boy.
Month. We gotta do something for him.
It is Pride Month. But
Happy
yes.
Unnecessary Feelings month.
Yeah. Well, isn't that December? I don't even remember anymore. All the dates are mixed up.
I don't know.
Well, we're coming up on Naramitsu Day again, right?
I believe so.
Is it the 3rd of July? Or is it later than that?
Someone's saying IRL witnesses would be dressed to impress, except the Fays, which would have religious clauses.
So definitely, like, going to court in any way, in any capacity, even as the defendant, you are expected to dress nicely. But yeah, because of the separation of church and state, they do allow a level of not the classic stuff. But they're like super shady about it sometimes. It's like there's been multiple arguments where like someone has come in from being in jail and not having any other clothes because they were in jail being held and not looking very nice for the court, and the court being like, what the fuck is up with this? And people having to be like, Your Honor, I literally am unable to do, like, you're supplying me clothes? Like, what's that? Very interesting stuff.
I was literally in jail, Your Honor.
Yes, the 3rd of July and the 7th of March. Well, we missed the 7th of March, I recall specifically. But dang it, during Art Fight! We'll have to celebrate Naramitsu during March every year moving forward, because like, it can't overlap with Art Fight. And yes, it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I have to have a gripe.
Yes.
Who did that?
Uh-oh.
Not because, like, who made that this month? Not because of anything other than Pride is so big, I feel like it gets overshadowed, right? Like, why did they do that? They should have their own months. There's too many months.
I almost wonder if
it
was for that exact reason, to overshadow.
Oh, I don't know if that's necessarily the thing. Because Mitsubishi? What? Yeah, Naru's... Yeah, I mean, they do that with, like, something else, too. Three Diamonds. Oh, I didn't know that. Squid Game 3. Yeah, we don't...
Oh, okay.
Squid Game stuff. Ugh. No.
Okay, for some reason when I saw Squid Game, I was like, oh good, Splatoon 3.
Yeah, no. Different squid-related game.
I'm really tired, you guys.
Yeah, I can tell.
I'm very tired.
Okay.
Hello, Federico.
The question is,
now,
what is the pose?
You know how my day started? I was trying to merge. I was in my car.
Uh-oh.
And I'm trying to merge onto not a major, like, highway. It's just a parkway. But it's a 55 parkway? And everyone drives 90. So, yeah, that parkway.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to merge. I'm trying to get off my ramp to merge into the first right lane. And there is a white van in my way. Now I can kind of see him in my side view mirror, but he's starting to disappear from it, which tells me he's about to be in my blind spot, aka right on top of me.
That's one of those things with Japanese Estrock. You have like different numbers for what the numbers are counting.
Yes.
Right? Because it's like 3 people is different than just 3, if I remember correctly. It's like all...
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So they have a bunch of
automatic, Federico. I don't do a stick. No,
yeah.
No stick.
I can drive manual.
I could. I have learned.
Yeah.
But I don't want to.
Yeah, also that.
But
it's one of those things where I don't need to think about more driving.
Cannot merge because this white van is about to be on top of me. So I'm running out of lane space. What do? I slow down. I start to stop. I gotta wait for this guy to go by so I can hop in behind him. The car behind me apparently doesn't like this idea. He thinks I should just bolt out in front of this guy and risk getting hit. Because what he does is he honks his horn at me. But it's not your typical horn. This is not your average horn. Oh, no.
Oh.
This is one of those record your voice and put it in your horn for a
I have
personalized message.
never heard of this.
This is why this was a Friday the 13th curse.
What
Because
the
I'm telling
fuck?
you, only on Friday the 13th, literally this guy leans on his horn. There are only two explanations. Either he was shouting so fucking loud, I could hear him from his car over the traffic, or it was pre-programmed into his horn. But what the horn shouted at me, basically, was, "Will you fucking drive?" Now, I jump out of my skin because I'm not expecting a human voice on the highway. That's not a thing. There
That's
aren't supposed to be
insane.
people here.
That's
And
absolutely
you-
insane.
Somebody yelling and cursing at me.
That's
So
absolutely
guess
insane.
what I proceed to do?
Stop.
Asshole proceeds to go in front of me. Oh, I stopped. I merged
Yeah.
safely. But he ends up in front of me. I end up behind him. And I don't know if he could hear me. I frankly don't care. I screamed at him the entire way up.
Yeah, vibe though.
I just screamed at him the entire way up.
That's
I'm
insane.
like, you will be the subject of my wrath
If
today.
that
You have
is-
brought this on yourself.
If that's something you program, that just sounds like a bad, bad choice.
That would be hilarious, Estrog. I think I would have been more confused at the moment than startled if he did that. But literally, like, clear as day. It just shouted, "Will you?" The car shouted, "Will you fucking
No,
drive at me?"
I believe you. I'm just like, what I'm shooketh
I'm
about
like,
is like,
What the fuck?
how did he think that was a good idea? Because I feel like literally 90% of people are gonna be completely thrown by that. And it's gonna be, like, that's not gonna help you,
It
buddy.
would terrify you.
You know?
It would cause more accidents.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah,
proceeded to
for
have
Mars
trouble
Wrath.
merging for the rest of the day because I had PTSD.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. Jesus Christ. That'd be wild.
I did not like being on the road today. I was not having fun.
Friday the 13th and Friday the turd thief indeed, because he took
that
the
was a
shit.
turd thief. That was a
Oh my
straight up
God.
turd thief. You know the
Absolutely
worst thing I
insane.
can curse a bad driver with? I hope you need a bathroom and there's not one for miles. And then there's traffic. By the time you get to the bathroom, there will be no toilet paper left for you.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is Mars Wrath month, guys.
That is the worst I
Hello,
can wish
Allie.
on somebody. Hiya, Allie. Sorry you had to enter to hear my rage.
Yes.
For
That's-
Mars being in retro.
What
Get
has
ready for
struck
Mars being
with Tesla?
enraged.
That's insane.
I think you meant enraged, Deathstruck, not enraged. I read that as engaged at first. And I'm like, oh, to who?
Step
No
on a
one told
Lego
me.
is a good one. It's a classic.
Oh, that's a classic. You can't go wrong with that.
All right. We're just trying to get
yeah,
Mia in a pose
That was not fun.
that I like.
That sucked.
Yeah, like
basically,
it
it was
said,
in that moment-
understandably.
After that moment, I was like, I'm booking myself a facial and I'm going to treat myself to the cafe later today.
Do
I
it.
am done.
Oh,
I am fucking done.
they're so nice.
I actually upgraded the woman who did, like, she was so funny. She could hear me over the phone because I was literally like, my voice was so shaky because I was like, just in a mood, not
You
having
were
a good time.
broken.
And
She could hear.
She was literally like, you sound so stressed. I'm like,
Like, there's a reason I'm booking this.
I literally just went like, I'm a teacher on the road. And she's like, oh yeah, that's a good reason to be stressed. Do you want like a massage to go with your facial? And I'm like,
Yes.
I won't say no.
Yes.
I'm
They're
not
good.
gonna say no to that, please. So now I have an appointment for July 12th.
Yay.
Which will be nice. I'm hoping this summer is a bit kinder schedule-wise. Enthuse, hello, welcome, welcome.
The booba, indeed. I have to at least do, justice. Otherwise, I think I would be murdered in my sleep by a person I live with.
But is it big enough, Ori?
Again, his
Does it pass
problem
the Dylan test?
is the way that the outfit sits. So it'll never be good enough for him.
I mean, I'm sorry, we must adhere to physics around here.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. The words of Dylan. I love how everybody, Dylan has certainly made a name for himself.
Dylan has made
Is it
legacy.
a good name? Who knows?
Remains to be seen. But certainly memorable.
I'm trying to think of exactly how. Because I do want it to be a full body.
I am happy to say that after that, my day got better.
Well, that's good.
A lot less
So
stressful.
I'm assuming that
my
the
kids
Edgeworth
graduated today, so that was
faceplant was directly when getting to your destination.
Oh, the faceplant was when I arrived and literally had a 10-minute breakdown in my car.
Yeah.
Like, I was full on sobbing when I arrived at my school. I was like, I can't do this session right now. I'm gonna take 15 minutes to compose myself. Set the alarm for cry time. Let's go.
Jeez.
Oh.
I like how you, like, kind of did it a little bit in the Eddie voice. I very much see as, like, young Eddie being like, all right, gotta compose myself, gotta take a minute, gotta eat the paper.
I gotta compose myself, Miles Arito.
It's him going into
court. It's getting to me. It's breaking my heart.
It's him going into the court hearing for Miles's custody.
Oof. No, how dare you? I was being silly and now you're making it trauma.
It's always trauma.
How dare.
Okay. Leg, why do I not know what I want from you?
I mean, Allie, that's a pretty good way to become a millionaire. But yeah, when I eventually got to the center where all my coworkers were, we basically agreed Friday the 13th, and there was a full moon this week. That's why today sucks.
Oh, yeah. The full moon ain't helping either.
It didn't help at all. I love my coworkers though, because literally we all had a half hour where we either had cancellations or no-shows. So we literally grabbed a game of Guess Who from our supply closet and just started playing. And we broke up into teams. I was like, okay, who could be the master Guess Whoer?
Nice.
Yes, the strawberry moon.
Yeah.
It was very beautiful, but it's still a full moon, so the werewolves are out. They don't care what flavor the moon is. They just care that it's full.
Yeah, exactly.
They just want a full scoop. They don't care what flavor. I mean, we do love to see struck. Nah, even the moon is turning lesbian. We will take over.
All right, there we go. I like keep having to get up and do the pose.
Is that why you keep moving away from your mic?
Yeah, that is why I keep moving away. I'm like having to get up and be like, how do I draw this?
Ah, I see, I see. He's only 2D. No.
Oh no. Yes, spin him around.
Okay, Allie, I have a question. I'm up to the Temple of Trials in Ni no Kuni. How hard is it? Also, hello, Canadian Lucifer. Welcome, welcome.
Lucy, hello.
Did you say Canadian Lucy?
No, I just said Lucy.
Oh, okay.
That's what they go by a little bit sometimes. I was trying it out. Trying it on for size.
I've had with Lucy.
My default is, of course, Canadian Lucifer, but I was trying it out for size.
Trials already? Allie, are you surprised I made it that far?
I don't know.
My gamer cred really went out the window if you don't think I'd make it this far in the game.
I think the way that you were describing your pain probably ruined your cred a little bit.
It was pain for a good while.
Okay, I don't like
Part of
this
it
leg.
was definitely just getting good. Now I can switch pretty easily.
How was your Friday the Turd Thief, Canadian Lucifer? Have you been wreaking so much havoc?
Mine was wild. And Ori, you didn't tell us how your Friday the Turd Thief went.
I had to go to a location that I didn't want to go to, but I knew that it would be pretty chill of a day going there, and it was. I went to a cafe, but it was sad because the tea was sad and they didn't have the food that I wanted. It was all very sad.
That's so tragic.
Nino Kuni, right? That's what it's called?
It's Nino Kuni, Pastry Puff. Nino Kuni, the one with the Studio Ghibli animated cutscene. And yes, that is the sole reason I got the game. And it was on a really good... A little difficulty at the end, but you believe I'll get through it. Well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Allie. I appreciate it.
Okay, we're getting here now. It's happening.
I mean, the pose is... Mwah, chef's kiss.
Yeah, it's just, I have to make it actually work. This is the problem.
Just a little retooling here, a little shift there. There you go.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
But yeah, how was everyone else's Friday the Turd Thieves? Y'all heard about mine. Friggin' roller coaster.
Okay, I feel like...
Ooh, I acquire a little guy at the end.
This
Okay, that is very promising. I would love to acquire another little guy. The little guy I acquired from the Grove area, the little green fairy thing, very cute, very glass cannon. I'm trying to throw more defensive stuff on him because he falls at everything. Poor little baby.
Sometimes they're just fragile little boys.
They really are. Fragile little fairies.
Alright.
I'm so glad you were in Cursed Alley. That's actually fantastic.
Yay!
You escaped the Turd Thief curse.
You took the luck. All the luck went to you.
See if anyone else was as lucky. Oh,
I honestly had a pretty normal day. Yeah, I had a pretty normal day. My curse is the fact that I literally can't stop drawing characters that I like. Even when I try to make just normal fucking dudes. It's
that
like,
really
why?
doesn't sound like a curse.
It is a curse.
That's a privileged curse, Ori. That's
it's
a
first
curse with
world
privilege.
problem.
Ooh, which Pokemon did you play, Enthuse? That sounds nice. A nap.
So chill, Enthuse.
Yes, Allie, I heard. How was your D&D campaign?
Yeah, you're playing Joro? I think that's its name. The shape changer jester.
Nice.
I feel like that's his name. Their name. I think the Tabaxi was the backup, if I remember correctly.
I always love hearing about other people's campaign adventures.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Changeling, nice. Have you ever played Pastry Puff? Or not at all yet? I'm curious. It's definitely one of those things.
No surname.
Yes. It's one of those things where you have to get a table that you, like, vibe with. Yeah, my first boy that I ever
it's
that
all
I
about
ever
finding
loved.
that right table.
My first OC, honestly, was my boy Kazoo. He changed my life. He was a changeling, and he changed my life because then I became an OC person.
See, Alar was never a changeling. But he did change my life, even though I didn't have him for very long.
It's almost like asking me, like, questions about if, like, basically gave a scenario where we would, it was like, you come across, a demon as the party, right? As just a party we're playing. And it's like, you make a deal where all of you get to level up a lot, except one of you dies, basically. Like so you're doing a fight, and it's a hard fight, so it's nearly guaranteed.
Taking one for the team?
Well, it's you're in a fight, so it's just going to be a hard fight that one of you is nearly definitely going to die, and the rest of you will live, and they'll get like big level ups. Do you take the deal? And I'm like, no, I would probably never take this deal. I don't want to die. All my characters have very big self-preservation desires always. And then he's like, all right, how would everybody else do it? I'm like, Doug would take the deal no matter what. He always thinks that he won't be the one to die. He would take it 100%. I think Ivan would depend on his character, like how it, felt. If he felt he was the squishy one or not. And then I was like, Mars, if it was like this is how she wrote her character, they would take the deal. She would take the deal. But otherwise, I think it would be like on a vote.
Yeah. No, I'd have to specifically write my character to do that.
Oh, it's so hard, Allie.
It's gotta make sense.
When your character is the different gender than you, it's always very difficult. Even if you use, as my experience, a voice that I use solely when I voice a man, but
And yet you still get
20,
called
nice.
she, her.
Yep.
Ooh, congrats, Allie. And you didn't die.
Yeah, that's what do we still have campfire stories? I don't even know if we moved that one or not. I think we do. We do still have campfire stories.
I think we do.
Yep. That's where you can talk all about your campaign. Ugh. I'm dying. But it's happening. She's coming together. The Mia base.
Oh, yeah.
And then
It's
we
all
can
coming
finally actually draw her outfit.
Yeah, getting in character at first is a little tough, Allie. Like, literally, my first character was just me, but thief, pirate, man, maybe.
Yeah, I'll say that, so personally, I'm not a big backstory person for my TTRPG characters, just like personally. And I think the main reason is that it
backstory.
does put on a level of, for lack of a better word, stress to play them to their backstory. Like that's just something you have to account for when role-playing. And so if they don't really have one, you can figure it out as you go along. And I think that's fun. So I definitely I definitely give more vague backstories than anything usually. Because Kazoo is one of my favorite experiences, and he basically had no backstory. He had like a little tiny bit of backstory, and all of his vibe came from like existing in the world and doing stuff. And that's how I felt him out. I got to feel out how he was. Same with another of my favorites, Za. He had literally no backstory because he was for a 3-session micro campaign. Honestly, one of my favorite characters. I think I played him so well. He had such personality. It was great. So, yeah. It does require the other players. So I'm kind of negating that. All of our table, tries to do that. We fairly are consistent with that. But I guess personally, I'm just I don't want to be locked down. I want to feel how the character goes. Because I know that with, the comic and everything, they, take the pen out of your hand. So now I'm acting the character. Right? So it's the the character's definitely going to take the words out of my mouth, you know, and it's gonna do what it wants to do. So like Kazoo,
and then just kind of happens.
yeah, being this indecisive but leader of the group that he didn't want to give away because it was his friend, you know, and all this sort of stuff had nothing to do with his backstory. It had to do with this is how I felt he would play. He attached to Koss, who saved his life, and then not wanting to give up the title, all that sort of stuff. It is a skill, Allie. It definitely is a skill. And also, like, there's no shame in certain people with their characters just talking more if you are not, like, feeling like you should, if that makes sense. Like, in our table, I would definitely say Dylan, myself, and Doug are the talkers when we're player characters, and Ivan and Marissa are definitely less so overall, just like as an overall thing. But that's
just kind of a personality thing.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they're not having fun, and they still have their moments, of course, you know, like it's not overshadowing. It's just like, if there's a silence, one of us three that I mentioned is the one's gonna pick it up, and then everybody else plays off of that, but like, we're definitely the talkers. So it's definitely like, our characters a lot of time become the leader of the group just because of that, just because we're like moving the story along. That's like a practice thing though too. We have played the most compared to Ivan and Mars, right? Like they both are newer to the games, where Dylan and Doug have multiple years on me, and you know, I have at least a couple years on Ivan and Marissa, so that
exactly.
as well.
So it's like, I don't know. I like letting you and Dylan take the lead because I feel like we're moving in a direction we all want to go.
Yeah, exactly. We're also a very
like,
good table.
If in battle something's happening, I'm like, yeah, I'll take charge here.
Yeah.
Or try to do something productive.
No, I think
honestly,
it's totally not
I feel like I have nailed how I fight with my current character.
Yes. I think
like,
you got it down.
I feel very confident in battles, and I usually do not.
That's good to hear. Yeah, also that, Lex, also that. I love Bard is my favorite 5e class by far. I played a cleric once that specifically didn't have charisma, and I tried to play him that way, and that was probably the least fun character that I had, though his, like, overall design was fun and good, and the campaign was fun. It was just, like, playing him was not as much my vibe, and things like that. Well, that's
See,
rough.
That's always my thing,
like
is, like, unless I get really good, I don't think I will ever play a character with a lot of charisma or a lot of diplomacy points, because I'm like, on the spot, I'm like, I can't write something good. I gotta mull this over.
You've seen it, and this is no offense to our other table mate, but you could see it with, why am I blanking on their name right now? What's the character name? It's Delaney, Bayern, Sayer, and...
Sayer. Not Bairn.
No. The Kitsune. Why am I blanking on their name?
Oh, shit.
Okay. But him...
What?
I'm blanking.
So am I.
So
what the
hard.
hell? Why
It's
am I
Discord
blanking?
Because I drew our little wolf and whatever together.
Yeah.
Umir.
Thank you. Oh my god.
So Umir, his table, you know, his player does play a fair amount of high, you know, persuasion, high charisma characters, but as like a person is not the best at improv. You know, he's gotten better, but definitely like
he does pretty good.
A lot of higher ones, and it definitely doesn't. We have to like prompt him, like, you use it sometimes, right? But so it has nothing to do with that necessarily.
Yeah, that's where it comes down to, like, personality type.
Yeah, you know, no matter how good you are at a skill, Alley, you can still fail. And Joro's just learning that. Face first. Maybe it's a little
And
stage
that
fright.
is okay.
Got nervous that one time. Yeah, the villagers, probably not. Versus my bard Kazoo, he did a fashion show. In one of the campaign, he got to walk the catwalk at a fashion show, and he won. My boy.
I still think my favorite was when I was late to a session and you guys
Is it
just
the
decided to have
pies?
a pie eating competition
Yeah.
without me. So my character literally wakes up and is like, "Oh, what's going on?"
And then Doug's character burps out a pie tin.
Yep.
That's
And, I'm
how
like,
it works.
and IRL Mars is like, "Okay, seriously, what did I miss?"
A lot.
So
In-person games are
Thirst you
definitely
school.
the preferable way to play, but I'm very thankful that online exists now, because we would not be able to play without the online, and that would be very sad.
Yeah, honestly, it's
We used to live in a way
It
where
makes
we
it
were
a
fairly
lot
close
easier.
together, but it's been a long time since that.
not anymore.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
And it would be
anymore.
very sad if we had to stop solely because we couldn't meet in person easily anymore. Okay. So the big thing I did with Mia is I really wanted her to have the Haori, however you say it, Haori, jacket as
That
like
works.
her suit jacket, right? So giving her more of this sort of suit jackety vibes. You can see I have it open still. And then I wanted to bring in the belt instead of her scarf, because I feel like it's better. So a thin belt that's wrapping around the jacket over it, I think makes it feel different enough that it feels more like it's fashion. And not,
I see what you're going for.
Yeah. So if we have like a little bit of a belt here, and then you keep not the bow, but the knot like she has with her scarf to keep it fashionable and not like the whole thing. So it's still kind of long in the tail to mimic that scarf bit that she had. Do I have a thing on? I do. That's why I'm laggy. Let me turn the thing off. Just has that breathing expertise. Yeah.
The Karain channeling technique.
That's how you find out about your characters.
Yep.
Ooh, mermaid. Nice. I don't know if it's cheating. Ow. D&D 5e has very
The
lame...
universe got you.
Yeah, has very lame drowning rules in my personal opinion. They almost never ever
Don't
get to a
think we've
point.
ever encountered drowning.
Not in
honestly.
5e, and the reason really is because one, it's really incredibly disadvantageous to fight in the water like that. Like, everything is basically at, like, disadvantage and shit. And then, but on top of that, if you have, like, a regular, just 0 con, you can hold your breath for a minute, which is 6 rounds of combat. So, like, if you can't, or your
pretty
party
damn good.
can't get you up in a way for you to not be holding your breath anymore in 6 rounds, like, you deserve to die, I guess. You know, like I don't know. That's really rough.
What is your party doing?
So I'm pretty sure what it is it's a minute plus your another minute for every con modifier, right? So if I have +5 to con, you usually don't have +5 to con. If I have +2 to con, I believe you can hold your breath for 3 minutes. 1 round is 6 seconds. You're right. So yeah, so that would be I did my math wrong, Pastry Puff. Sure, you're right. So that's 10 rounds, actually, for you to get out of the water from drowning, if you can hold your breath for a minute, which is 99% of characters can hold their breath for at least a minute. Because you should never, ever, ever have negative con if you're trying to have, like, a functional character. Oh, that's crazy, Allie. That's wild. So this is not Maya. This is Mia. We're doing Mia, and I think that was Enthuse. No, that's not how it works, this truck. No. No. Okay,
You're
so
not,
you're misunderstanding.
You're not that squishy.
You're misunderstanding. So S-Drock, there's 2 numbers when you have stats. If you have, right, if this is con, you have the small number in here, which, yes, can't be 0. But if it's 10, your modifier is 0. If it's 12, so it's by 2s, your modifier is +1. If it's 14, it's +2. But if it's 8, it's -1, right? And it rounds like that. So yes, this number can't be 0, but this number can be 0. So if it's 1 minute plus your con modifier in extra minutes, if I had a +1, I would have 2 minutes, right? But if I had a 0, I would just have 1 minute. Now it can go lower, but it can only go lower to 30 seconds. So that is still 5 rounds for you to get out of the water. That's the lowest you can, that's the shortest time you can actually hold your breath in 5e. My thing is on. Discord, why do you do this to me?
Because
you used to come out automatically. What happened?
Now it doesn't. Because dumb updates.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea. Who has the answer? Certainly not me.
Yeah, we're doing Mia because Mia didn't have a lot of Karain influences, I felt. So I wanted her to have a little more Karain influency vibe. Discord is very neat.
She deserves it. She is a valued member of the fam.
Yeah, and like I said, it never felt like she, like, excommunicated herself. It felt more like she was exiled by Morgan, you know, of the whole thing. Like, obviously, she didn't want to be...
It felt like Morgan was a bit...
Whatchamahoo's top dog. I can't recall the name. Mystic, whatever.
Ami?
No. What's the head... The master, that's the word I wanted, of the Karain channeling technique. Well, it never felt like that's what she wanted. I don't think she wanted to just, like, leave. Does Harita then get the ceremony? I see what you're saying. I understand now. I'm gonna go with... So here she just has the Magatama and none of the other beads. I think my main thing is I'm gonna focus more on how they do the hair than actually the necklace. So I don't think I'm gonna give her the necklace beads because I like the idea. This feels modern, more like it's like a memento rather than actually, like, you know, related to the spirit channeling thing in her design. So I want more to add the beads to her hair than anything because Pearl has this little thing, Maya has this and these.
Lots of little details.
Yeah, so that's more what I want to focus on. She has
Discord
her
is
button.
a bottom. They
Okay, does anybody know the comic and I'm talking comic like comedian. The comedian Randy Feltface?
Sounds familiar, but definitely
He's the purple
not off the top of my
Muppet.
head.
He's the purple, like, puppet. You might have seen him in shorts on YouTube and stuff.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, so he's a purple, like, Muppet-style puppet, okay? And he's Australian. and obviously there is somebody puppeting him, but it is always only you. You don't see the actual person's face ever. You only see Randy. Okay, beautiful. You know what I'm talking about. I literally just watched a beautiful short that I'd never seen of him before, and I follow him because I like him. He's funny. And it was, so he's the puppet, right? And he's wearing like a whole thing. It doesn't matter. And, he's wearing like, the puppet is wearing a suit and like a tie, right? And like a wig on. Normally he's just the puppet, like no wig, but he has the wig on. And so he's like, oh yeah, you know, this tour, unlike any other tour, people are really asking me what my preferences are. Like, I can't, like, too many people. Like, I'm getting concerned, right? And he goes, so all right.
Like a scary amount of people.
I'm gonna clear it up right here, right now. Ooh. Obviously, I am a sub. And everybody, like, kind of laughing a little bit, whatever. And then he goes, he! And he looks down where the puppeteer, you know, is obviously known to exist, but you don't see him, right? Is the Dom. And then
oh my God.
The human hand slowly comes up and starts choking the puppet. And they like have a whole moment that happens.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
After the hand is like fixing his tie and like fixing the puppet's hair and like does a little boop nose before it goes away. And I love all of the comments are like, he did the aftercare. And I'm dead. I'm dead.
God.
I'm dead. And that's all I could think about when we were talking. Oh my God.
That is something else.
It's so funny. He's great. His crowd work is really very different from other crowd work, I find. I love it. Yeah, it was great. If you guys have not looked into Randy Feltface, I recommend. All right.
Really no way to go wrong.
So now we have her sleeves. It's great like that. I'm gonna flare it out a little bit just to emulate the Kareen Haori as well. Love it. I think it will also really come down to the colors, but I'm mostly going for shape language here, and then the colors are gonna be more reminiscent, right? I want it to be like on first glance, you're not necessarily like, oh, this is Karain clothes, right? But then when you like feel it, when you're like looking into it, it's like, oh, I see the design through lines, right? So she has a little dress thing on.
It's like you would pick up on it after you meet her, after you meet the rest of the cast, and it's like,
well, yeah, you're starting the game and you don't even realize, right? And she, you know,
it's just a good
dies,
design.
You know,
And,
before you really meet Maya. So, you know, on meeting Maya, she's already dead, and you're only kind of seeing her outfit a little bit. So it's more like a, oh, you know, I see the through line sort of thing.
It's like, oh, family relation, there's connection.
So, you know, the skirt is fine to have roughly the same way. I gave her this wide stance, so it's gonna be a little open there. Like that. Lovely. Gonna move some stuff around. Ta-da! Amazing. Yeah, exactly, Enthuse, exactly. But, so, you know, they all have this, like, kimono type crossover vibe, right? The wrap look. So I was trying to emulate that here with the way her top works, while still keeping her in that rather, you know, kind of low-cut V-neck type thing. I felt like giving it more like a wrap top kind of vibe would emulate the crossover of the... I keep wanting to say hakama, and that's not even a top, that's pants, and I don't know why I can't not think of the word. Kimono, there we go.
There you go.
You get so sad replaying the first game? Yeah. Yeah, it really hits. But definitely kind of giving it this, like, rap vibe to it. So that we still have that. And now, I'm thinking little slit. Little slit. Not a tall one, not a high one. Just a little one. I feel like it gives it beyond the corporate look then, you know? And then this is like her dress is a wrap dress. Comes like this. I like that. It feels very modern, right? It feels modern to me. They have these wrist things. So I'm going to give her like a bracelet. Not the full sort of thing that they have with the crossing strings, but definitely something on the wrist where it feels like an homage, right? And I'm only going to give it on the one. I'm not going to put it on the other wrist. And they have these sandals. She has full corporate shoes. I think what I would do instead here, because we got to keep, you know, she is a lawyer. We got to keep the shoes. I definitely am going to make them, I'm not sure what color, but I'm going to make them wedge heels. I feel like that's the middle ground we can have here. They should be closed-toed, but they should be sort of right. Wedge heels, I think, is the way to go about it. Let's see if I can even pull that off without having to find a reference. I will say, drawing anthro feet does allow you to draw people on their tiptoes kind of easy. Because you understand how it works.
That's the secret cap.
That's the secret cap. Yeah, Mia wears that watch. That's 9 hours fast.
Why isn't it saying, I think the time is?
Okay. Okay, that shoe did not work out. It kind of worked and then it didn't work. Let's figure out your leg better here. Then we can have, this is your toe. This is your foot arch, heel. Lovely. Mars, that might be a loving heart, can't take it. Hey, just like we said in the short, they solved the killing off your mentor right away thing by, you know, making her able to come back.
They did. Now we never have to say goodbye to our mentor.
But I will say, they didn't do it without angst, which is impressive.
They did not make Mia's death feel cheap.
Yeah, we got both.
You still get all the drama of that,
around,
but then you still get to have Mia without it feeling
exactly
cheapened by having Mia.
Isn't that wild? That's some good design right there, I will say. Okay, so I like her relative hairstyle.
That's good writing.
Can I come? She has like... We can give her more like, how do I draw these bangs? I know what I want, but it's not happening. There we go. That's something like that. It's not how they go. Okay. We're bringing out the big guns.
Oh.
And then we have the hair like this. And I have over here in my design a ponytail. I feel like that's the best sort of like vibe here. We have whatever this you call
It's halfway between
Maya's,
the little top knot.
but it also feels very very businesswoman, right? It feels very office lady. It doesn't feel like it's, you know, not office lady, right? She feels
Oh,
like she's
Allie,
in a corporate setting.
You bring that up. You also mentioned this caveat is that she's possessing someone else's body, so she can't stay there forever. She's got to let that person live
That
their
to me,
life.
that's where the biggest angst comes from. The fact that, yeah, her death is remembered, grieved, echoed throughout the whole thing. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Pastry Puff. The fact that you, the channeler, can never interact with the person you are channeling is the part, for me, that makes it heartbreaking. And that they specifically talk about this, right? So that when we get, for the first time, Pearl channeling Mia, having that moment with Mia and Maya is just all the more special, right? Because it's like, no, for Maya, Mia's always dead, right? Like, she knows she's around and interacts with, Nick and everything, but for Maya
can't.
Mia died until Pearl got to channel her that one time. And I think that's the beauty of it being the way that it is, because it is still like a death. Like it is.
It's
still
really done
a thing.
so damn well.
She's still not really here, and it's definitely really done well. Ugh.
Ace Attorney has some really frigging writing.
There's no wonder it's, such a beloved series.
I am vibing with this ponytail that you're giving her.
Right? I feel like, young Mia has it down. Older Mia has it up.
Yeah. She means business. She's learned.
I think I like it. Debating some. We need to give her earrings. Very important.
Oh, she's got to have
I'm giving her the slightly bigger ones. And I think that's where we're going to get most of our little things from. And then she, of course, still has the necklace, but it's much more of like a regular necklace.
But it's still got the necessary look to it.
It's still the Magatama. Very important. But it is still just kind of like, like hers is in her original design. It's just a necklace. It's not really like the whole deal, right?
It's not spirit beads.
Yeah. Alrighty. Lovely, lovely. You don't have any socks, so that's fine. Now let's see if I can do your face justice.
Would look good in just about anything.
Yeah, I think it's hard for her to look bad. Unlike Phoenix.
Unlike Larry.
Who needed to learn how to dress himself. I like how we two very different directions.
We went two entirely different routes with that. I love it.
Okay. I will say the Ace Attorney eyes sometimes are really hard for me. They're like close, but not my style. So they always give me a little trouble. How are your eyebrows?
But you make them look good. Especially in those thumbnails, I gotta say.
Thank you. Well, like I said, at this point, I could draw Phoenix, like, with my eyes closed. I draw him just
that powerful.
So much. One with Feeny sense of style, the other with Larry sense of style. The problem is Larry never got anyone in his life to tell him how to fix himself. Phoenix.
Sadly, no.
Phoenix got 2 style influences to help him out.
A battle between two evils.
Bet, do it. What are we doing? What are we betting?
Not entirely sure.
I don't know what we're betting here.
What evil are we betting on?
See, Larry's a character where I don't think I could keep his character and give him better drip. Oh, drawing Phoenix with my eyes closed? No, it's a figure of speech. Fine, we'll do it. Let's see. We're gonna get blue, because he's blue. Let's try to actually draw Phoenix with my eyes closed. This is gonna be difficult. We got that.
This shall be interesting.
Ear. Trying not to lift my pen very much. Oh, I lifted it. Shit. That's the best I got. Not bad!
Dang!
Come on! That's not terrible.
Not at all. Are you kidding?
Actually Phoenix enough. Like, honestly,
That's
I thought
really
it was gonna
damn
be
good,
way
actually.
Worse. I thought it was gonna be way worse. And I swear that I did it with my eyes closed. I just didn't pick up my pen. That was the goal. I told you guys, I didn't lie. I could draw Phoenix with my eyes closed.
She's right.
How many times have I drawn Phoenix for thumbnails, guys? I mean, like, at this point, I draw
too many to count.
So much. It's just what happens. I even draw him for non-Ace Attorney thumbnails. Like 2 of the Tangled Tower ones.
That's true.
3, 4. 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 24, 25, 26, 27.
Oh my god, how many times is it?
31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. 55 times I've drawn Phoenix as Phoenix specifically. This does not count animatics. This does not count Muppet Phoenix. This does not count any times outside of thumbnails I've drawn Phoenix. Thumbnails
That's
alone.
Actually crazy.
55. Again, for specifically like Phoenix looking like Phoenix. Yeah, it's a lot. Enjoy your dip, Estronk.
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna screenshot this and I have to put this in the couch. I gotta show it off.
You should. This is street cred.
Said I could draw Phoenix with
I feel like Dylan's gonna be really impressed by this.
eyes closed, and
He's gonna be like,
did.
no, or he must.
Beautiful. The amount, Allie? Yeah. Allie, it's... The only characters at this point I think I have drawn more than Phoenix is the Outcast characters. And
I mean, as it should
the sole
be.
reason is because they are part of the comic, right? And, you know, I've known them longer. But, like, as just, like, a flat thing, I don't think I've drawn any other character as much as Phoenix. And definitely no other character, besides, of course, the comic characters, as much as Phoenix when they're fully rendered. Right? I've doodled a ton of Lance from Voltron. I still don't think I've doodled more Lance in Voltron than I've drawn Phoenix, but I definitely have not rendered nearly as many Lance from Voltron as Phoenix.
Perhaps one day.
Maybe.
It's so funny you bring up Voltron because somehow on my feed, I ended up with the first scene of when we meet Keith in show, where he's saving Shiro, and then Lance shows up and he's like, no, I'm saving Shiro, get out of here. And I'm like, damn, I forgot how good these introductions were.
Yes, they were so good. That's why it sucked so bad at the end.
Like, that just hurts me, because I'm like, damn, this was a good interaction between them.
It was great. Okay. Mia kills. She does. She kills in every outfit she wears. She also dies.
She does. She dies in every outfit she wears, too.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
it will, I think, mathematically have to end up being more Allie, and the sole reason for that is, well, I don't actually know, because I know Phoenix is still a relatively prominent character in the other trilogy of games, right? There's no Phoenix or Apollo in the investigations, so it'll just be a ton of Miles. But like, there's two factors that come into it for me. One is I obviously didn't start drawing the thumbnails, fully drawing the thumbnails, until, like, the last quarter of Justice for All, right? Oh, I'm sorry, Allie. Not the Voltron trauma.
But Allie, this was a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Such a beautiful
so, like,
reminder.
that factors into it, but then the other thing that I do want to factor into it is, like, I know Athena has, like, a spotlight at some point. I know that, like, Phoenix is still around, but I also know that in Trials and Tribulations, like, there'll be Mia is the main character, you know, young Mia at a certain point, right? Like, am I drawing that? Because it all just depends on what the thing is, right? What that episode contains for me to use. And I do use Phoenix as a go-to because he is the main character, so I would be using Apollo as a go-to when he's the main character. So a specific number, no idea. But will it end up being more than Phoenix? I don't actually know. It really depends on how many Phoenixes end up being drawn in the second trilogy, right? I think that's really... Or other characters besides Apollo. Because, like, the first trilogy is, like, nearly solely entirely Phoenix. Me putting other characters as the main characters only is us specifically, like, having those moments. Like, there's a couple of just Edgeworth. There's, like, one or two just judges. There's a freaking Wendy old bag. These sort of things. So it really depends. Who knows? Who knows? It'll be something to find out for certain. My issue now is trying to make sure Mia doesn't look too young.
I don't think you'll have that issue.
Exactly. Only time and tide will tell, Allie. It's okay. I didn't even know. I didn't even clock it until you said something, Allie. I just read it how it should have been. I am not a great typer myself.
No.
And so I definitely am gonna read it the right way. Great. I think if we bring your nose up, that might help. And if we give your eyes...
Sometimes you just gotta bring that nose up.
Yep. You gotta play with the facial features to kind of get that look to it. Okay. I think I'm pretty happy with that. The right way, indeed. This one certainly has gone a little faster because I did have the Mia design, like, in my brain already. We, of course, want to color and line her, though, so... let me look up, office wear wedge heels. Oh. Yeah, I like that way more, actually. Oh. Oh, yeah. These are better than your shoes, Mia. Sorry.
I'm so curious what shoes you found.
It looks like jelly candy. I'm not... Yeah, pause. I always took it as pause. It's funny. When I think... When the word jelly is involved, my brain immediately goes... And we're talking about art styles. It immediately goes to the jelly art style, which I very much don't emulate. So I had to, like, have a moment to, like, think... like in my brain about it. I was like,
I could see it. I could see it.
There is a level of... I think it's the shine, which is like my favorite fucking thing.
It's
so,
a level of shine and a level of squish.
I love... But also the fact that, like, Phoenix's hair is very sharp. I do draw his hair very, very sharp. But I think it's probably the highlights that do it. The way because I just love those highlights so much. So much.
They're just super good.
The two things that define my style. The highlights and characters in the face. The face.
We do love the panicked face very much
literally,
around here.
Literally. Drawing the character in non-panicked face takes a little bit of time. Drawing character in panicked face, immediate. Immediate.
Oh, that's funny. What art styles taste like, Allie? Ooh.
Oh, there we go. We're doing the... That has...
I could see jelly candy. I could see gumdrop.
We're doing the synesthesia. See, gumdrop, I don't think about solely because it has, like, a different vibe. I like the jelly candy. Because I also like, you know, like when you make the, like, shard jelly candy, where it's, like, got the shell on the outside? That's exactly what I'm thinking of. Right?
Okay,
like,
I see what you're envisioning.
Jelly candy, right. Like, I agree, Canadian Lucifer.
Ooh, you got the jelly bean art style, Mason? I could see it.
I could see jelly bean, yeah.
Let's see, what would Allie's art style
You said cotton candy. It was definitely cotton candy.
I'm sorry, I missed it. I missed it.
How could you? How dare you?
I looked away for 5 seconds.
Yeah, this stuff is the stuff I'm thinking of. Jelly candy. It's got that, like, crunch on the outside. That's where my brain goes. I ordered this stuff off Etsy. God, it's so good. So yummy. Ooh. I was actually just thinking about... So I was making the toy houses today, guys. And so I was just looking at all your lovely art because you guys have been so nice and drawn our boys or us or something. And I was, like, thinking about Canadian Lucifer's art style. And it did have something in my... It was, like, scratching something in my brain. I was like, I don't know what exactly it is. There's, like, there's definitely a flavor there. I have to look at it again. Let me see. Yes, activity, cool. Let me go to thing. Yeah, it has... Oh. What does it has? I guess, okay, this might be a very me-specific thing, but, like, to me, it gives... And this is very specific. Hershey bar from the fridge.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? It's
yes,
that like
cold chocolate.
the cold, but it has to be a Hershey bar. I have like tried this with a lot of things, and no other type of chocolate tastes good from the fridge. It's only the Hershey bar. The Hershey bar, and you get that snap. That's how I feel with the Canadian Lucifer's art. It's got that like vibe to it. Yeah, cold chocolate. Yeah, that's what I feel. Glad we got that sorted. Oh, we have to do what pastry?
Cold chocolate with like cream or nougat inside is also really good. You just gotta let defrost just a tad so you don't break your teeth, but it's so worth it.
Yeah, we're talking the fridge, not the freezer, right? Like, it really gotta be specific.
It needs to be cold, not frozen.
Yeah.
Because frozen can also take out the flavor. Yes, we are talking about Chocolate Penguin. Also, welcome. Ooh, hazelnut. Guys, are you trying to make me leave to go get chocolate? Is that what you're trying to do?
I don't have chocolate!
You have tea!
I had that already! It's been done for a while now, and it was milk.
Oh, well, that's different, but that's also a you problem.
My goodness.
I may go run to grab some water a little bit. You truly are evil, Lex. You have the chocolate.
Ugh, Lex, how could you? Well, if for you, maybe Penguin. I'm sorry about that. Unless it's a mocha. That's coffee, so, you know.
Could be a mocha.
You can have that in the morning.
Could be, you know, flavored oatmeal. That's an option, too. I've had chocolate banana oatmeal. It's delicious.
Pastry Puffs gives, like,
Or chocolate pancake.
Like, dragon's beard. You know, that it's not cotton candy, but it's like the stringy, right, sugar.
Ooh,
right?
Okay.
That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm feeling. Because it gives it like, but like a floral flavor, right? If it was like lavender dragon's beard, right? You don't know what dragon's beard candy?
I know what it is. I just gotta remind myself before I commit. Ah, yes. Okay.
That's
looks like noodles, tastes like candy.
Yeah, it looks like noodles,
I get the
but
vibe.
it's closer to like cotton candy. It's literally just like sugar.
Pasta in disguise.
Yeah, it's very like flowy, you know, this sort of thing. But I'm also specifically like in like cherry blossom or, you know, lavender, some botanical flavor. Matcha, you know, something that's definitely like planty.
That is very smart, Lex.
An impasta indeed.
I remember I got like these sour rope for Christmas.
Oh, I love those things. I love the rainbow one.
They were from Soho too. I was like, God damn.
Oh, Penguin.
My kids' parents are treating me good.
Mars, you can get chocolate if you wait 1 second for me to get the water that I forgot.
All right, sounds like a plan. I'll keep y'all entertained. An impasta, if you will. A sweet impasta, Allie. That's the important, because it's sweet, savory. Okay, I literally just accepted of you will. I didn't even question that. We might be sharing the brain cell tonight, Allie. Because I'm just like, yes, of you will. That is what we say. That is the phrase. Oops. Oh, man. I do... Ooh, I have some Lindor...
I just read it
I could
as
get one
if
of
you
those.
will. I'm going through this white rabbit candy that I've had for like over a year. Slowly but surely. Because it's all the candy I have.
You know, that's the best way to do it. Would you believe that I just finished the candy hearts that I bought my kids for Valentine's Day?
Oh my god.
Like, I've just been nomming on them for months now, and now they're finally gone. Oh, sour rainbow strips! Those are so good.
I love that. The rainbow belts. Oh, one of my favorite candies.
Sweet impasta does kind of sound like a manga name, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's got to have cooking involved. There's no choice. And it's also girls' love, because that's just the rules. Them's the rules.
Why does noodles and girls' love go so well together?
I don't know, but I just got reminded of an earlier thing from today.
Oh.
So, at work, I mentioned this very briefly when I was going over my turd thief, but my coworkers and I started playing Guess Who during one of our breaks, because we were just, we were bored, we had time to kill, and someone else started it. So we were like, okay, let's do it. But we weren't playing like the normal way you play Guess Who. Like, we weren't playing the boring way, like, does your character have brown hair? Do they have a hat? Are their eyes this color? No.
It was vibes
we weren't
only?
doing that. Vibes only. It was officially dubbed oh crap, what did she call it? Shit, what was it? Fuck, I forgot what she called it. It was brilliant.
How could you?
Damn it!
Have her yell at you for me.
Oh, fuck. Man, and it was literally right in my brain until you interrupted me.
I'm sorry.
My brain is literally like, yes, vibe. That's the way we play.
Hold your thoughts tighter, I guess.
Maybe it was something along the line of social assumption version or something like that. It was like, let's make social assumptions about these characters. And one of the questions that someone asked was, does your person read BL? Oh, that's too good. That's brilliant.
So stereotypes? I don't know.
No, it wasn't stereotypes. It was literally social something.
Okay. And it was
alliterative? 2 words. It was a literal... I can't say that word. A little bit alliterative.
Okay.
But you could definitely think of it as the vibes only version. But it was like social assumptions or something like that. Damn, I wish I had her number. I could text her and ask, hey, what'd you call Guess Who earlier today?
Social suckers, yep.
I'll have to find out Monday and then report back to you guys.
There you go.
Sorry to disappoint.
You'll have to write it down so that on Tuesday.
No, literally, I'm going to ask her and then I'm immediately going to put it in the couch, what she says.
There you go.
Because I'm like, God damn, that was so good. I'm going to remember at the weirdest time. It's going to come back to me.
Just do it on stream.
At the weirdest goddamn time. You got to give my brain a chance to reset.
As long as you remember on stream, then you did it.
But, yeah. Another one that was asked was, would your character called Target Target?
Ooh, another lovely option. All right.
It was very good.
Okay, let's get some mild lines in here.
There was another one. Would your person commit an act of treason?
Seriously though, Allie, it really is the streamer experience, and it's because no matter what you do,
is your character pathetic little Mau? Does your person have wet cat energy?
Oh. Well, what was the thing you sent me? It was like, someone sent something. No, I think it was Pastry Puff sent it in the Discord. Yeah, and it was like, Marcel is the one girl character that has managed to achieve pathetic little man.
Yes!
Which is just too real.
No, it is literally the same way Vash achieved Baby Girl.
Yeah.
Marcel got pathetic little man, Vash got Baby Girl. And we do not question this, we just accept.
That we do.
Yes. One of the few pathetic little Mau Maus on Tumblr. The other Mau Mau is not so pathetic. Her endgame is, but not her.
Yeah, it's not her fault, though.
It's not her fault.
Don't
She's
blame
just
her
written that way.
For her terrible plight.
Yeah. She's forced into a bad situation. The genders are indeed gendering. And just in time for Pride Month.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting that chocolate. I need to pick me up.
Go
BRB.
do it. Go get it. Go get your chocolate. It's just how the vibe goes, Pastry Puff. Most indeed are. You know, that's my favorite thing that's come out of, like, you know, being, for lack of a better term, gender chill. It's just like, yeah, it's a vibe word now. You could be a fangirl with any gender. You can be, you know, a baby girl with any gender. We're friends with the guy. Popularized the term Little Mau Mau. That's amazing, Enthuse. That's great. At the forefront of history. Yes, exactly, Allie. It's so unfortunate. Just, I'm sorry, author. This is so sad. A quiz is like a small test, Federico. So if like a test is like 50 questions, a quiz is maybe like 10 questions. But if something is like quizzical, it's like puzzling. Yeah, I saw something about a translation of that. Yeah, edge growth fangirls for the Steel Samurai. Exactly, perfectly grammatically accurate.
I retrieved my chocolate.
Yeah, exactly, Mason. People were like there was a period of time where people were trying to do like fanboy, but it just like it's still used sometimes.
Have the same vibe.
But it's used in very specific circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Ron-stoppable is male wife.
Oh, hell yeah.
Flat out. There's no other option.
No doubt.
That we have girl boss Kim Possible and male wife Ron-stoppable, and it was the perfect words that have ever described that show in my entire life. And literally everyone you should ever mention the show to is literally go, yep, Kim Possible. It is about, you know, girl boss Kim saving the world with male wife Ron-stoppable, and it's based as fuck, especially for being from the 2000s. Like, you would not guess it was made in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? It's so fucking based.
You would think it was a modern show.
Like, it's literally solely missing actual gay representation. Like, that's it. Like literally.
Yeah.
That's all it's missing is
Even
explicit
then,
queer rep.
She-go. So.
Well, yeah, I'm saying like explicit, right? You know, you get later the thing, and it's like, oh, we definitely have like a bunch of lesbians in media.
If
you know,
they did a revival or a continuation like doing Phineas and Ferb, they would.
Oh,
they would. They're based enough for that.
Oh yeah.
I have faith in these creators.
Oh, I see, Federico. Oh no. No.
Oh, Enthuse.
I did not understand.
Just brought back memories.
I don't know.
I do not know if I want.
Can't as much be baby girl male wife. I feel like male wife entails a level of confidence and
competence,
poise and competence that baby girl specifically doesn't have. I feel like they're a bit antithetical.
Agreed.
Personally.
Because it's like, I love Vash, but he's not
yes.
a male wife.
Yes, that's what I was thinking about, Enthuse. That's what was in my brain. Fanboy and Chum Chum.
Don't remind me of
No,
that. This theme song
that
has
was
finally
in
left
my head.
brain after years.
What was I avoiding? Oh, the testicles thing? Yeah, I just... Midnight brain. Baby girl
Chicken
usually
Queen,
entails
Midnight
crimes.
Brain. Was it really? Crime?
I mean, it still fits
maybe.
Vash, but, you know.
It does. He has committed many a crime.
But yeah, no, my big thing is just the, like, my brain died. Yeah, I feel like male life has a level of competence and confidence that is not afforded to baby girls. Well,
Vash is competent. He just doesn't always play it right away.
Also, like,
That's
Ron
interesting where the line is
specifically
drawn.
has male wife skills. It's so
The
good.
boy is just based as heck. I don't know what to tell you. He's just based.
Tells like all the crime. He is so base. I love Ron so much.
He's
Ron is so
good.
confident. Ron knows what he's about, right? Like, Ron knows what he is on this earth for, and he does it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man... And if that's run away, like, he knows what his place is. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got it.
He's a smart boy.
He's got it down.
He's not dumb.
God, I can't, like, I'm just sitting here and I'm like, I can't wait for you guys to get to later seasons, because there's so much good shit that happens. There's so many great moments, and I need these specific, like, things to happen, and I need you guys to be there and share it with me again.
We need you to freak out alongside us.
Yes.
Please.
For all these moments. On the search to be a manager of a taco chain.
He was pretty good at that taco job. Not
no,
gonna lie.
that was his calling, and I really just I can't speak more on it. There's too much. The other beauty of the show is they really create a world. Phineas and Ferb does it too. They make a town, and then the town exists as a town, right? It does save animation budget, because if you have only specific locations all the time, and you have fairly consistent locations, less budget, right? But, like, you get the vibe in shows like Kim Possible and, you know, Phineas and Ferb of, like, how the town feels. So you seeing people again and again feels right? You doing all this stuff. Yeah, exactly, Pastry Pop. Another great one is they have a very, you know, high school freshman friend dynamic where they have their little tiffs about things that teenagers have little tiffs about.
And the lessons are very nuanced too.
But they,
like the whole Kim has a new best friend one. It's not, oh, you should make time for both friends and keep your lives separate. It's no. You can hang out with both, and maybe they have something in common that you don't vibe with.
Yeah, exactly. God, Monique, top tier.
Love that.
We love Monique. Monique is great. Monique, like you saw, sticks around. That's the other beautiful thing. Many
I love that
of
this
the
show
characters
is not afraid to break up the status quo.
It's great. Super good.
So damn well written.
I think it was really funny. Irving from Phineas and Ferb is like in the concept sketches. Irving.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he's like an original, and his like design barely changed. Irving.
Oh, shit.
Out of everybody else, Irving is a
That's
main
fucking
unoriginal.
hilarious.
Obviously, Phineas and Ferb and like Buford and everything, but Irving. Wild.
They knew what they wanted.
They knew what they wanted. God, there's so many things, and I don't want to say any of them about Kim Possible because I want y'all to just have them happen.
You can't spoil, Lori. You
But
can't spoil our chat.
Yes. Well, specifically, Pastry Puff. So, like, specifically, the pitch for Kim Possible is basically Kim is great and fantastic at the saving the world bit, but struggles more in the, like, normal social teen area, where Ron is the opposite. Ron navigates normal teen social life fairly easily, but obviously, in saving the world, he's a klutz, you know? That's not his
forte.
And so, it's like, that's brilliant, right? I mean, and it works out that way. Kim gets embarrassed much more easily. She cares about, like, school social status, right? Like, she's not super confident. Even though she has all this amazing abilities, she saves the world. She's, like, objectively really fucking cool. She's really nervous and lets people like Bonnie and other stuff get to her. Versus Ron, fucking gonna be whoever the fuck he is.
But not in the way that the live action movie does. There is a difference.
I don't... You know, it's a shame that that live action movie never got aired. Just like season 2 of Promised Neverland never happened.
Hey, you're right. It doesn't exist. What am I talking about? They never made a live action Kim Possible.
You must be thinking about some other live action redhead. You know, I don't know.
I guess I'm hallucinating. It must be live action Brave, live action Merida. That's it.
Allie, that is such a vibe, though. That's such a vibe. Literally. 90% of writing is like, oh yeah, it's this character, but in a different font. Like, this is... I have put all
literally
of my love
in
into
making
this.
Milano, I was like, I just gave him Gallo's personality.
It's so true.
This man is Gallo, but a little more all over the place.
Yeah, there's other stuff in there.
Just like Gallo, like when it comes to firefighting, he knows what he's doing. When it comes to captaining, except for reading maps, he knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, I wonder who will help out with that map read and stuff.
Yep.
The carts and the graphs, if you will.
I'm still on the fence about Ryusuri.
Yeah, I can't tell you
fence.
anything because I never read further in the manga, and you're now ahead of me.
Yeah.
So you're in uncharted territory.
Like
I can't help you anymore.
Like it's like you're really close. You like he's really close, but they seem to have this one character thing that is just like, I wish you didn't have it framed this way.
Just like the live action series.
Yeah,
that got canceled.
There's no live
Such a
action
shame.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
There's
when
no
they
live
say
action
live
anything
action
for
Avatar, we're
Avatar.
talking about the blue people, obviously. I don't know.
Yeah, we're talking about the blue people. That's the only live action Avatar that exists.
Live action Lilo and Stitch. We're talking about at the Disney park. You know, when Lilo and Nani are out, you can interact.
There's no version where they claim Ohana means family and then force Nani to go off to college.
And fucking remove Pleakley's cross-dressing. God, isn't that wild?
Okay, but I gotta be honest, we all knew that was going to happen because Disney are cowards.
We knew it was going to happen. But it's so wild to me that when it was very less vocal about shit like that.
The concept art
I know,
was pretty damn
The one
good.
guy, I can't remember what his exact role is, but he was like, I fought for it, guys. Like, I tried.
Yeah.
You know, like I did want to
poor
have
guy
this.
sounded so defeated.
I think it was
when
the
he
director
said
or something.
that.
But it was literally like, guys, like please don't rag on me, rag on Disney. I wanted it to happen. Like, I pushed for it to happen.
I gotta be honest, we're gonna rag on the movie for other reasons.
Well, that too. No, there's other issues, of course. But at a certain point, it's like, I don't really know how much true vision any of the creatives actually get on these things anymore.
Yeah. And now we have live action How to Train Your Dragon. Because of...
Yep. Dubus Goobus? I have not.
Goobus. Nope, I definitely have not. Does sound interesting,
It
though.
definitely sounds intriguing.
Doobus Goobus.
Okay, but Mars, so now that your mother has
Yes.
seen Lilo and Stitch, now you have to watch...
She hasn't
Oh.
seen it.
You haven't done it yet?
We still have to watch the damn movie.
Oh, dang it.
She only watched a review of the movie.
Okay, well, when you finally watch it, and she better fucking like it, you need to watch Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch.
Well, I will say this. The other day, both of my parents watched Nimona. Now, I'm impressed we even managed that.
Yeah.
Ori, I will be right back momentarily. I gotta run real quick.
How dare you.
Sorry.
Animated Nani would be... No, 100% Pastry Puff. She would. The second that live-action Nani is like, I'm going to college and leaving Lilo, fucking decked by animated Nani. Like fucking laid out. Out question. No ifs, ands, or buts. Also, Nani is strong as hell, Jesus Christ. The way she, like, fights in that, you know, like, just normal person fighting, too, right? She doesn't have any skills, but just, like, dragging and you know, and all this other stuff. Really good. But no. Fucking animated Nani would lay freaking live-action Nani just out. Lights out. 2 seconds, flat. Live-action Nani would not know what would hit her. Jeez. Ugh. Good news, though. We are slowly approaching season 2 on Kim Possible. I'm trying to think of how many more we have before season 2 is happening. Yeah, no, that's a whole nother layer with the issues with the movie, Pastry Puff, right? Like, the amount of oof is just bleh, you know? That's definitely season 2. So somewhere in here. I think we might finish season 1 next, like this Monday? That might be it. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, that too, Allie, Jesus. Yep. Okay, cool. We did those. Lovely. Yep. Ah, sorry, there is... Oh, no, significantly more in season 1. Oh, they're all in weird orders. That's season 1 still. Okay. So I guess that starts season 2? The seasons are weird. I think it has to start earlier. I have not... Pastry Puff, I'm very behind on Windbreaker. And the main reason is because I actually have to watch it. Unlike Dr. Stone, where I don't have to pay attention, I actually have to watch Windbreaker. So I'm behind. It's sad. That's just what happens with shows that are so good. They need to be analyzed. I know, I haven't even, like, and I already love Tsubaki. I know, I need to really bad. I've been a bad anime fan. It will not destroy you in any bad ways, Allie. It's all good. It's all worth it. Definitely watch Windbreaker, actually. Big rec. Like, literally, massive recommendation is Windbreaker. Massive recommendation is Windbreaker. Other one, link click. Last one, To Be Hero X. Now that you have Crunchyroll, those are like the ones like, please watch all those. Please join us.
Oh, they're so good.
Those 3.
I heard you guys talking about. I'm like, I gotta hurry. I gotta hurry.
Yeah, those 3.
Yes.
With your access to Crunchyroll
Ellie,
now, Windbreaker.
Watch Windbreaker. It won't destroy you, but it'll definitely make you think. It'll make you appreciate the character writing and the character growth and just how well paced everything is.
And the fights are really nicely
That's what
animated.
I always get, is that the growth of the characters is so well paced. It's like, because some shows have it where it's like, oh, here's a problem, but now it's not so much of a problem because the character overcame the thing. No. With these characters, it's realistic baby steps, you know? We have a lesson learned here, but there's still more to learn.
And they don't automatically just are good at that lesson that they learned.
Exactly. Sakura, my baby.
Yep.
I love
boy.
him. Mirai, my child. I also love him.
Yes. Make them watch Link Click. Link Click is so good.
Yes.
It'll blow
Link
any other
Click
donghua
will
out of the water.
Actually destroy you.
Link Click is amazing, fantastic, beautifully written. Oh.
Honestly, beautifully animated too.
It's very nicely animated, 100%.
Like, they pull out the stops for some of those bigger scenes.
No, when
And it is well worth it.
the action happens, damn.
Like, you know what they were saving the budget for.
Oh, yeah.
But even
That's
then,
what...
the
okay.
characters are still very pretty.
I gotta say, I love being able to notice...
I'm very excited for season 2 of Kaiju number 8, Allie. I had fun with that one.
I love
Kafka
being
just
able to
adopting kids left and right.
see that an animated series knows how to use their resources. Right? Like, I feel like that's a lost art in a lot of cases. Anime still does it a lot because it like animation in Japan has such a higher cultural value and acceptance than it does in the West, right? It's still considered like
Tell me about
lower
it.
quality, kids fodder and,
See, when
animated sitcoms
they do
in the
live
West.
action, it's mostly a cash grab. It's not because, oh, this is the final form of entertainment because we just didn't have the technology before to tell this story with a mature style. Like, bitch, excuse me?
Yeah, it's a way to keep the beloved characters doing, keep doing stuff, 100%. But, no, if I'm being honest, Japan got the, for having to exist in capitalism, the, media pipeline down. And what I mean by that is when you make media, almost entirely your money is from merch.
And they figured out that adults like merch.
A lot of money from the actual airing of a show. The selling of a manga can be, fairly lucrative, but, the big things are merch. And in Japan, they fucking go hard on merch and exclusive things and, all that sort of stuff. Gotta get it. And in the West, they relied on selling to children who don't have money, so they have to get the parents to buy it for the kids that want it. And then they don't even make anything for the parents. Just failure.
Just the kids and toy sales. And
Yeah.
it's like, no. Like, literally, if they made figurines of Luce, Ida, and King, I would buy them.
Give me... I want a
literally.
Lance figure.
Give me Lance or Keith.
Lance,
please.
Keith, Shiro, I would have done all that.
Pidge. Give me Pidge and Hunk. I like them.
Not just a
I
kid's
did not
toy.
check out the King's Avatar, Estrock. The middle-aged Steve action figure. Oh, yes. I don't know who's going to be playing with that, but...
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, Canadian Lucifer, I need figurines that are, pop-up parade quality. Pop figures are cute, but
I like
want
them. It's
model.
sad that that's like the only
want the
option.
proportion.
You know what I'm saying? They like pop
Because like
pop.
I do have pop figures. I have pop figures of Edward Elric, but then I also am getting an Android of Android.
Yep, you got there.
That's what
Android
I wanted to
Elric.
say.
Yep.
Android Elric, yes. You know what? That's official. That's what I'm calling him now. Android Elric. Let's go.
Yeah, my biggest thing is that like so
I have options.
pop figures happen because they're easy to mass produce, right? Because they have the specific body head shape and everything. It's very easy to make the different iterations, and you know. Saying that's fine feels weird, but like I get it in a capitalism world. Like I understand what they went for here. It just sucks that that's like the only option, right? It just sucks that it's like if I wanted merch of a bunch of stuff, we only have that.
Like this is exactly why we have the fandom content that we do, because we gotta provide our own merch.
Yeah.
But
figures are the hardest thing to do your own merch of.
Yeah.
That's like the one you don't really see because it's really difficult. You have to have it 3D modeled, you have to have a way to create them, and then to do the vinyl figures, I don't really know anything that does that like in a home thing.
Not to my knowledge.
Have people
have definitely tried 3D printing at Struck, for sure.
So no. So I actually follow an artist. They're from South America somewhere. I always forget which one. But they're a 3D model artist, and they 3D print the resin figures and they paint them. And they're gorgeous, and they have loose and
I think they did Kanish one time.
But they did loose. They did, you know, like a bunch of stuff like that. But yeah, exactly, Enthuse. But you have to 3D print them, and then you have to paint them. Or it's like people do the stuff with clay, right? Oh my god, they do clay, and they make those, you know, figures out of the polymer clay, which is insane. But god, those things fucking take forever too. You know, like it's definitely more of an art form because you really can't automate it very well.
They are hard to make.
Yeah, no, I love doll customizing. I it's really, really, really cool. I definitely watch a lot of that. Honestly, my biggest thing is I think the clothes making is cool when people go hard out on the fashion for it. But a lot of them are crazy. But yeah, but you watch those, you know, doll customizers, and those projects take forever.
I'm glad to
yes,
hear
I love
none of us
Delightful.
can talk tonight.
She just got a new one. She just put up a video today. I'm so excited. The first in the rainbow line. It's been a while.
Nice.
Also, like Moonlight Jewel is also really, really fun one, and I think it's Enchantarium. Those are the big ones that I watch, because they're really, really fun. Yeah, ball customization. Yeah, right? It's pretty wild.
That is wild, that's struck.
But it's one of those things where, yeah, my, like, aspiration is to have 3D models of our boys, and they will happen. Even if they are literally solely for Mars and I, it's gonna happen. This is, like, a thing I will do. I will learn how to 3D model, and I will have Dylan print them, and I will paint them, and they will exist. Like, this is a very important thing to me on, like, my to-do wish thing. I'm not, okay, I'm gonna admit, Esdrock, Dylan does not want one enough for me to spend the amount of time it's going to take me to paint them. Obviously, the sculpting part, you know, you have to do only once and then it's good or whatever. But, like, I'm gonna have to paint 2 of them. And that's already gonna be long enough. And I know that Mars really, 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 really wants this. Like me. Dylan, on the other hand,
I very much do.
doesn't want him that much. Not that he doesn't like the characters. They're just definitely not... He's not at the level. And he lives with me as Drog, so he'll get to see them all the time anyway.
See, that's a nice thing. Dylan gets all of Ori's art by proxy.
Yeah. He gets all the models, all my posters. It all works out.
So the secret, guys, marry an artist.
Yeah, really.
That is the trick.
So, it's one of those things...
I feel that, Allie. I gave mine so many haircuts. So many unfortunate haircuts.
It's one of those things where, like, he enjoys painting his boys. You know? Just like how I wouldn't want to draw just anything, necessarily. Because, God, does it take forever?
Oh, yeah.
And I do find him definitely having a level sometimes of it being like, I'm doing this because I want the end result. I'm doing this because I want the end result. I'm doing this because I want painted boys. And he loves doing it. Like, overall, he definitely enjoys. But I don't think that he's really... I'm like 90% confident he's not like, yeah, I want to paint Hotsun for you. I also think that it is honestly, just a argument waiting to happen. If I have him paint my boys. Because I'm a very specific person. What's if his avatar? Maybe. I still don't think he'd want one. He's a picky guy. Again, I've been dating Dylan for 10 years. And only relatively recently, like the past few years, is he like, oh yeah, I actually love all of your art now, Ori. We've had many arguments of him not liking my art before.
I do recall.
Probably one of our most, like, common arguments. Call it his mini-me. Well, so the difference is, Estra, he likes the art that I draw, right? Like, I drew all those characters for his D&D campaign that he runs, and he thought they were all so cool in design and everything like that, just as, like, aesthetically smash or pass, right? They're not busty enough. Yeah, the feet. Yep, nope. He'll never live that down. We literally talked about that just the other day. Yeah, I'm just a picky guy. Yeah, I don't think anybody but me could paint Hotsun to my standards, and even then I'm gonna have to compromise. But at least if it's me, I know that I did, like, my best, and I can only be mad at myself. You know? But if it's someone else...
That's a fair point.
That's just like, I can tell that, like, that is not a situation I should be existing in. We should avoid that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't pick your battles, right?
Let's
not even have that battle.
You know?
Let's not even have that battlefield to begin with. Yeah, no, I showed him all of those D&D characters because I made those for him, you know, for his campaign, and he loved all of them. He thought they were great. Like, art-wise, they're all... He is very, very enamored by my art and character design. As a specific, he likes his women with certain assets. That's the one thing he just wishes I did. But it honestly doesn't come up that much.
Continue to wish for that.
Yeah. Exactly. No, this one of the funniest things
is very
is
true, Estra.
when I first drew Hotson, I like showed him off to my mom. And now my mom is definitely like pretty classically, and even my dad are both pretty classically the parents of like, everything you do is great. And we like, you know, everything you do, and we will be supportive, you know, always, and we'll always side with you, sort of thing. And so, you know, I knew they were gonna like say they liked it, whether or not they did or not, right? It didn't matter. I just having a good time. But what I found so hilarious is my mom immediately was like, "Oh, she's so cute."
Yes, we have achieved gender fluid with Hotson. Woohoo!
Yep. So funny to me. I was like, he's a guy. And she's like, oh.
That's hysterical.
He's got classic anime, you know, like I get it. I don't blame her, but it's very funny to me.
He wants his woman to breast boobily down this.
Yeah, no, literally.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, it's more like should Dylan play a D&D like a woman for a TTRPG game, which I don't think he actually ever will as a character. He's too like self-conscious is not the word, but like concerned, if that makes sense. Like, you know, there's a difference in vibe of a woman playing a man than a man playing a woman and doing it wrong, I guess, right? But like, then he would be very upset if I didn't draw her bustily enough, you know?
Well, now you're just adding fuel to the flame.
If gender fluid was a soft drink, what flavor would it have? See, I will admit that
would it have any flavor if it's gender fluid?
Well, no. But like, aces taste like garlic bread, right? And cake, right? Like, those are the things. So, like, are there flavors associated with non-binary? Butch blueberry, oh my god. Guys, we need a fucking...
That's brilliant.
Like Alphabet Mafia soda shop. Mask mango, beautiful. I love these.
I would totally buy.
I don't think he actually follows that subreddit at all. He's like, see, if you said breasted boobily, like, he's on the internet enough to get that, you know.
Yes, he is very
That's what it would taste like, strawberry yogurt. I can accept it.
Breasted bully down there.
Yes, indeed. My favorite one is when someone did like a woman writing men in the style of men writing women. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, I love that one.
I thought those are great.
That was just brilliant. Strawberry yogurt?
That's what gender fluid soda would taste like.
Ooh, okay, I'm here for that.
No, it would be my Milkus Aid with rainbow jelly. Done.
Okay, well that was incredibly specific.
Yeah, but that's what it would be. Rainbow jelly? Come on.
No, that totally worked. That totally worked. I don't think I've ever tasted
yeah,
that, so
I think you did mention it as drunk.
Comparison. Ugh.
All right. Lovely.
Ooh,
it's coming along.
Mia is really coming along here.
Jinx.
Do I owe you a rainbow something something gender fluid soda?
Yeah. We'll go to the place where
shit,
we
where
get it.
the hell am I supposed to get that?
You have to come over here.
I love.
I know.
Give me the word.
We gotta. If I wasn't
got,
going
like,
away
six things
next weekend,
to give you.
I know. Me too. I don't have 6 things.
It's getting really sad at this point because the bag is getting so big. I'm gonna need 2 bags.
Oh no! All right. After my vacation, okay? After vacation, it was just vacation was coming up.
It just can't be July 12th. That's when I'm getting my
That's
facial
fine.
massage.
We can make it not July 12th. Gender fluid fruit punch. Oh, there you go.
Ooh.
Sweet E. Ah. Image has been dropped in couch. What image?
There's an
What
image.
a polite young man she was. There you go. Done. They did it. Yeah. Ori's mom.
Hey, at least we have official parental
God.
confirmation that Hotson is cute.
And the I's and L's are in this shit. No, some of them are the other thing, aren't they? Uh-oh. Oh no, they're not.
Oh no?
Okay. I found the difference. $12. 6 of each. That's my final score. 6.
Damn.
And how much do you need to pass? 600.
Ooh.
What?
What?
600. And you got 6. I love when people do that with like their autism or ADHD like tests. And it's like, oh, so what did I get? You know, and it's like 452 or something. And it's like, and how much do I need to pass? And it's like, how much is the normal person? And they're like, 401 or something. Like, it's, I don't remember exactly how the thing goes. But I always thought that one was a funny sound.
It is pretty good. Not gonna. It was sick.
You didn't think I'd count them?
You
Why wouldn't I
underestimate
count
Ori.
them?
You underestimated. That's just on you.
Ori likes all the brain teaser stuff.
Doesn't.
I have identified the new time for Streamiversary. Because we're moving it.
Yes, let's go.
It's in September.
Nice. That shall be perfect.
Yep. I just needed it to not.
Yes, needed it to not. What a mood.
Yeah, don't underestimate me again, Ellie.
A mistake you shall do again.
Oh no.
I don't know, Allie. I don't know.
Yeah, Canadian. This has just been a day of underestimation, huh? Canadian Lucifer betting I gotta do the Phoenix drawn eyes closed. You got Allie underestimating that I was gonna count the things.
You guys just keep tempting Ori. That's on you.
Okay, that's how I read it first, Allie. That's how I read it, was shall not. But then Mars pointed out that it was not. And now it's like, oh no. Okay. Apparently, I can't do this hand like this without a sketch, a better sketch. So let's do that. I needed it to not. It did not. It has not.
It has not. But is that okay, Kay?
I'm not okay, Kay.
All I can think of when I hear that is okay, KO. That's it.
Ah, yes, okay, KO.
Surprisingly, I never got into that show.
Yeah.
I watched it sporadically, but it
yeah,
was never like
same.
one of the ones I have to see.
Same.
You know?
No, 100%. That's exactly how I interacted with it. It was basically like, there's nothing else on / everything else on I've seen 80 bajillion times, so I guess I'll watch this right now. Okay. Can I please... Let me look at my own hand, finally, for reference, because this is just not wanting to do this for me. We're not drawing K this stream. It looks like we're not going to get to Miles, unfortunately, because I wanted to do this, like, full Mia thing, because I kind of liked how it was coming out.
I mean, she came out gorgeous.
So I do kind of want to just focus on finishing her. After all the hard and struggle I'm having. Like that. And how do you... So you come out of here, like that. And you wrap in like that. And then you come out like that. Okay, there we go. Thought I had the figure to pose. The 3D model? I do, but sometimes I like to try and do it without it, and sometimes, honestly, that will take longer, or at least it feels like it takes longer.
Or he likes to live dangerously.
Not dangerously. You gotta flex the muscles, otherwise use it or lose it, you know? I might give up, though.
This too is very true.
I am gonna give up.
Oh no.
It's just not happening. So we're gonna break out the model.
All right.
I was trying.
'Tis time. You gave it your best effort.
I hit it with my best shot.
Why don't you hit it with your best?
Come here. Come here. Kind of big. Your arm's not at the angle that I want. Oop. There we go. Perfect. Done. I don't have a name
for him like Woody.
No, because it's not like one, and I actually can like save body types and sizes and stuff. So like there's literally I have Axis and I have Hotsun and I have Milano and Averett. Like they all have their own. So I don't
Now
name
you know.
them because they literally are the boys. Can we pass to smash the 3D model?
Smash the 3D model?
What
How
is?
would you make
There's
the 3D
nothing
model
going.
hotter?
Okay, okay. Yeah, you ready? You ready? I'm gonna do this the fastest pass to smash that I could possibly do. Here, don't look a second. Don't look for 1 second.
You guys really gotta step betting with Ori. She's a betting woman. I don't know why you do this to yourself.
Which one do I want? Let me see. All right, this one because it's easiest. Ready? Pass to smash. Whoops, that's the wrong one. There you go. Now it's a smash.
Oh my god.
Just as the jazz music comes on.
Perfect.
There's your smash, right? Pass to smash. Done. Success.
That literally could not have been
Smash.
more perfect if you tried.
This was not a bet, it was a request. Oh, no, I don't have a wooden guy on my desk. I just look at myself, or I stand up and I do the pose. Yep, see?
And honestly,
I
that is
succeeded.
the way to go about it.
I succeeded. Everyone's saying smash. I honestly prefer posing myself for it and try to visualize what it would look like most of the time. It's just easier than working with a model, but I will, like, if I'm really struggling, have Dylan, like, do it for me. And thankfully, Dylan is moderately flexible, so he can be Ferrix. But, like, a lot of the Ferrix poses you see, not the action ones, but, like, the ones where he's, like, leaning off the chair are literally, I, like, made Dylan do that in my parents' kitchen.
And the
He has,
resulting shots
he has
were
smashed
gorgeous.
non-women. So it's not only about the
has.
bazongas, is what I'm saying.
No, there's equal opportunity smashing going on here.
Yeah. We're all a little queer, and life's a little queer.
And look at us, we're all here.
There you go, Mia. That was something funny. So it's really, like, really true, but it was very funny to me. Dylan was saying something, and I think he asked me, like, why does it feel okay for, like, certain men to, like, really be, like, I guess, like, kind of horny for, like, animated women and things on screen, but other men it's creepy. And I'm like, Dylan, is the man you're talking about bi? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, that's why.
Yeah.
That's literally it. They are not straight. That's literally the second
they
that
got
the person
the respect women
is
juice.
not straight, or at very least equally goons for the hot men in the show, it's like, we feel okay now.
Because now everything's nicely balanced. And you know, we need that in life.
That I totally agree, Lex. I feel that, like, I'm very much in the labels are for ease of use, but should not be a box you need to abide by. I've seen multiple stories about people being like, I am gay except for my wife. You know, and it's like, fucking vibe. Like, you don't need to... If the label doesn't work for you, you don't need it. The point is ease of access, I guess, right? Like, the point of giving yourself a label is to allow you to interact with other people and then have an idea of what you're about. But, like, if you don't have a necessity or desire for a label, then you don't need a label. All what you want. I don't know what you agreed to, Esdrock, but I'm glad because I'm right. Well, see, that's the whole thing. Dylan also identifies as straight, but he's very open about, yeah, Edgeworth's hot, and, you know, who else did he say is hot? He fucking, you know, smashed a bunch of people. My Grossberg, my Winston Payne, all that stuff. That too, Penguin, exactly. You could change it at any time. It could be moment to moment. Edgeworth being hot is a fact.
Edgeworth being hot is a fact.
I'm trying to think. Damon Gant, Dylan also likes. The guy Richard Wellington. They're all big vibes. Godot, yep, Godot. Godot's in there too. Yeah, that's also true, Canadian Lucifer. Literally, as has been stated multiple times in our Smasher Pass streams, literally the second Dylan brings anything of the actual act involving, like what I was watching, how was I watching it? I was watching our Smasher Pass stream of investigations, and I'm like, Smash Lang, no question, like 100%. And then Dylan is going into like, oh, but he's totally breaking out like the scroll or whatever it was, and he's like going into like, not excruciating detail, but like significant detail
amount of
the act occurring, and I'm like, now I am disgusted. Now this
No,
is
Ori was literally like,
terrible.
now I'm horrified
Now
and I
I
don't
hate
want to think about
every
this.
moment of this now.
Literally, she went, thank you, I hate it.
I think he did smash Max Galactica. I think we all did.
I think so. Yeah, that feels about right.
Too many people forget the first 4 letters. I don't know. Pass.
Doesn't seem like too many letters to
No.
remember.
Hand holding only. No, he definitely does, Esdrock. He definitely does. I am on that. He'd ask you to read them. Like Tracy. Oh my god.
Crazy times.
Crazy times indeed. That's his love language. Literally,
That's how
it's
we
written
like
out.
them. This was in the contract that Ori signed.
What was in the contract that I signed?
Oh no, wait, this is talking about Lang
We're
Shi,
talking
not
about
Dylan.
leg. I'm like, what are we talking about here? Dylan doesn't have tattoos. He wants one though. I told
that
him
just
after we
makes
go to
sense.
Japan. Our goal is Japan honeymoon, and then it's okay. Because I want to do an onsen, and so I don't want him to have a problem with an onsen and tattoos. That's it. I'm like, Dylan, you can totally get one. Just this one thing, please.
Just wait until after the
It's like we're
onsen.
really close, okay? You know, you'll get the tattoo for the rest of your life. Just hold out a little longer. That
Just
is
this
the
one moment.
That seems to be what we're doing, Mason. Yeah. That is the goal. I don't know what would stop us, but the tattoo that I
Hopefully
always think
nothing.
about getting is basically like the weapons or significant items from a number of like shows that are really important to me. So like Finn's sword, the lantern, you know, Rose Quartz's sword.
I gotta be honest, I've been literally looking up
Keith's Bayard.
epic tattoos.
Oh yeah?
Because I'm like, what has changed my life that I wouldn't mind getting tattooed on my skin? And I'm like, if I found
The
a
Master
tattoo
Sword.
that somehow encapsulated everything about Epic the Musical, I would totally get that.
I think that will be very tough. But so that's why, yeah, in my head, it's like a bunch of like the significant items or swords from a lot of things that are really important to me. And then it's like as like a, you know, like a wraparound, like a bracelet, right? My
Ooh, that would be so
biggest
cool.
issue, I have 2 biggest issues of the reasons I probably won't get a tattoo. One, the tattoos I like the most are the very like little detailed ones that will fade and blur and not last very long. And so it's just like, if that's the style that I like, you know, it kind of sucks.
Those are like the ones where you constantly have to go in for touch-up.
And it's like, that's not
It's
the
like,
goal here, you
That's
know?
not, no.
Like that.
Not the goal.
And then the other part of me is the like, I also really like my own art.
I don't see why you couldn't get your own art.
Esdrock, a lot of things unfortunately has. There's been a fair amount of tourist issues that have caused things with Japan. I know they're like gonna be raising prices or something. There was something about it, but it's definitely like the one place we both would really want to go, and we'd ball once, you know? You ball once.
Life's too short.
There's no good tattoo. Well, the idea, Canadians, is you go to, because that's the big thing, and when I'm telling Dylan when he's looking for right, is like, it's less, a good tattoo artist is not gonna take the thing that you picked and draw it on you unless it was specifically like you commissioned that work from the artist. Right? A lot of tattoo artists are artists in their own right, specifically. So you go and you work with them to make a design, right? And so that's like part of the reason why I'm not gonna probably do it as well, is because I'd want to design it myself. It's all like a whole thing. The main one is the fact that I'd want it to be like these very fine, dainty ones, because I just like that aesthetic. But I know that they won't last. And it's kind of like, eh. Dylan wants
I'm surprised
moon,
Tokyo Ghoul doesn't have good tattoos, because I feel like there are some iconic items in that series, or iconic moments that you could get tattooed. Isn't there like Kaneki's mask? Although I'm not sure you could get that without it looking too creepy and getting too many questions.
Oh, see, that's the other thing.
Yeah. That is the other thing.
You have no idea what tattoo you want?
It's not along the line of tattoos, but I have Full Metal Alchemist stickers on my water bottle. And every time my kids see my water bottle, they're like, who is that? And I'm like, oh boy, how do I explain Full Metal Alchemist to a 4-year-old?
Yeah.
It's a boy and his robot. Oh, who are they? They are brothers.
And they're
magic.
Show is
it? It is a show that you will not watch for a couple years.
Yep.
Give it time.
Not yet. It's not like there's
definitely not yet.
A death really early or anything, and then other graphic things. No.
See, that's one of those things that frustrates me. Is like the symbols from Full Metal Alchemist are very cool. But if you're not in the know of what the symbol is and you're just a regular person, say a parent with a kid, you might look at that and be like,
witchcraft.
Is this person in a cult or witchcraft? And I'm just like, why? I just want cool symbol from series I love.
Yep.
I guess the second best thing would be Edward's metal arm. Like, that would be cool. And I definitely want, like, flowers on it. I think that'd be neat.
You could get a little bit of the plant, like, veins.
That's what I'm thinking. But then for Epic the Musical, like, I feel like I'd try to get something Athena related because she's my favorite. So maybe, like, her hourglass or something like that. But, like, I want two.
Oh, yeah. Ace Attorney tattoo would be really cool, too.
So many good options, honestly. You got the Magatama. You got Apollo's bracelet. You got
the badges.
The badges. Thank you. The most obvious thing, and I'm forgetting and blanking.
Yeah. Artemis isn't in.
You got the Thinker Clock.
Sadly. Oh, 100%, Allie. A lot of parents have definitely shown their kids many anime that should not have been shown to kids because of the Western stigma that we've talked about.
Yes. It's that old meme. Like, okay, let me babysit your kids. I'll show them Attack on Titan if you think cartoons are for babies.
Yep.
Okay, so I have to share this story because Estrock brought it up. I went to go see Endgame with a friend when it was in theaters, Avengers Endgame. And my friend and I settle in our seats. We're about maybe, I want to say 5 rows from the front. And right in front of us, a family walks in. And it's just the dad and his 2 kids. One of them, I think, is about maybe 10, maybe 9. And, Canadian Lucifer, I have kids on my caseload who are into the Amazing Digital Circus, and I'm just like, you really should not be watching that, but okay, I have a story picture of Omni, go for it. But to finish my train of thought, he's got one kid that's like 10 or 9. And then the other kid he's carrying in his arms is very clearly too young to be here. Like, he really should not be at this type of movie. So, I'm not trying to eavesdrop, but the dad's talking and I'm sitting right behind him, so I overhear him. And he tells his son, if you see anything you don't like, oh, not 3. It was like, we were still in like more cognition, like higher cognition levels than 3. I'd say at least 4 or 5 at the very least. But he turns to his kid and he literally says, if you see something you don't like, cover your eyes. Now, spoilers for Endgame, I guess. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what to tell you. But Thanos gets revenged. His head gets chopped off by Thor. The little kid in front of me turns to his father and goes, Daddy, I want to cover my eyes. So bad for that kid. I'm sorry, that's hilarious, though. He's sitting there with the most horrified expression on his face. That's hilarious, though. And I can make it out because we're so close to the screen. And he's just like, I want to cover my eyes, Daddy. You could tell
it's definitely a fine
that Dad was left with the kids for the afternoon, and he really wanted to go see Endgame.
But there are shows that are very much not for kids, that are cartoons, like Hell of a Boss and Amazing Digital Circus. In college, we had an issue with our Ethernet port. And so we had a technician come in, and it was a whole thing, but we had this technician come in. And this man was obviously very lonely in his life and did not have people to talk to. So he was just talking the whole time as I'm sitting there like an 18-year-old, like, yeah. Oh no. His life certainly had a thing to it. But basically we were like watching Rick and Morty on the TV before he like came. And then eventually, and we were like still watching it while I was like doing the thing and doing whatever. And he's like, oh yeah. And his daughter is like 10, I think, if I remember. You know, just barely double digits sort of age, right? And he's like, oh yeah, we love to watch Rick and Morty together. And it was just like, great.
Awesome.
Nice. That's definitely something I would be showing an elementary school child.
Yeah, I see no issues arising from that. That reminds me of another funny story. There was one day in middle school where my dad was picking me up from school. I wasn't walking home that day for some reason. But I come out during dismissal and, you know, it's like your typical hangout spot. Everyone hangs out in front of the flagpole. They hang out on the grounds and everything. Everyone's going to their cars to meet their parents or walking home. But apparently he had been hanging out there for a while. It had taken me a while to get from my locker to the car, so I was running a little bit late. And I get to the car, and my dad turns to me and he goes,
yeah, right, Ellie?
You didn't tell me your classmates cursed like sailor.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, what? And he's like, those boys are cursing up a store. And he was so appalled that this was happening. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, Father. Everyone literally talks about watching Family Guy in South Park in science class. I don't know what to tell you. Yes, they're gonna curse. I got nothing.
It's really funny. So if I was to describe, I was brought up a rather sheltered child. I'm an only child, and you know, I was definitely, you know, my parents are definitely not big cursors even now, you know, that I'm an adult. They do curse now that I am an adult, but still like overall fairly little. And things like that, and it's just, you know, just I wasn't allowed to go out on my own and do a lot of things, whatever. But my parents never seemed to have the misconception that school was going to be that way. It was basically just like, yep, people are gonna curse in there and people are gonna do, but like, You don't do that at home, okay? You don't do that in front of adults or in front of teachers or anything like that. Like, that's not acceptable.
See,
here in our
I
house.
had the added caveat because I had a little brother who would parrot back everything you said.
There you go.
So I had to be like extra careful. Otherwise, like, if that got out, my ass would be grass.
Literally me. I saw Amazing. I said that, you know, it really depends on what it is. You know, certain shows are different and can be certain ways, but like things like Rick and Morty and, you know, Has Been Hotel are like blatant, right? Like Naruto's up there and a little weird too, you know, and violent. I think there's definitely like,
I would not show a younger kid Fairy Tale by any means.
Fairy Tale, no. Naruto, still having sus things and still being weird, is still for, you know, I'd be okay with having a kid see that. Right, you know, like there's a line. I also think of it personally, I try to judge a lot of things of when, like, I saw it, right? So it's like, don't watch Rick and Morty until you're in high school. You know what I'm saying? High school? That's when I started, you know, right? That's when I watched Rick and Morty, right? That's when I got on Tumblr, when Tumblr was the Wild West of the internet. You know, it was 10th grade, right? So it's like,
what a day
like,
that
cousin,
was.
no, don't go on Tumblr until 10th grade. Please just, like, give it high school, we get it, but, like, middle school, don't,
trust
please.
us.
Middle school, don't, please.
God.
Your mom tricked you with books?
Crazy. Tricked you with books?
I don't know what you mean by tricked. What are they tricking you with?
Do you mean that your mom had you read like explicit book?
I have no idea.
I'm
or just got you
confused.
hooked on books and so you weren't watching TV? But yeah,
I mean,
Allie.
If so, that is the pro strap.
Allie, literally my experience though. Throughout all of grade school, middle school, high school, I was the friend that was like pure and didn't curse, and Ori never cursed, and the couple of times that Ori did curse, you knew that she was fucking pissed as hell. I met Dylan. Dylan made it his life's goal in order to get me to curse because I didn't curse, and so he likes to have a say that he had a hand in corrupting me, quote unquote.
Corrupting.
But then it was basically, I went to college, and yeah, I became a fucking sailor. I curse like a sailor in college.
College does that to a lot of people.
I think it's a combination.
You start off not really doing it, but it's also the combination of like being away from home for the first time. Because like the rule of we don't say this in this house. Now you got your own space.
Yeah,
you
I don't think it's
the
being
rule.
away from home for the first time because I did band camp, right? And that is lower supervision, and you are like hanging out, but there's still like a high level of supervision involved, right? There is still like a significant, like sleepaway camp.
Definitely less supervision
still,
in college.
But yeah, in college, you are now an adult living alone, you know, not alone, but like living on your own in a dorm. While there is a little bit of supervision, it's definitely not like you don't feel it, right? It feels different. And so it's just like you're not now concerned that somebody's going to hear you and care, you know, because then who's policing you in a dorm?
They're also cursing
RAs,
too. Like no one cares.
Right? RAs are like at maximum 4 years older than you. Like it's not like they're not like an adult that you like respect in the same way you would respect your like teachers or your parents.
Yeah.
Or, like your grand.
No,
right?
it's
like,
a totally different ball game.
Because and your professors are, you know, again, on the respect level as well. And I'm not saying, you know, don't respect your RAs, like, you know, they have a job to do. But, like, there's a different level of, I'm on the same level as you, you're my peer, more than my, you know, elder, right? That's the difference. Not band camp. There's band camp, a lot of good memories from band camp. I won a Smash tournament in band camp. I thought it was hot shit. And then I've talked a big game with Dylan, and Dylan could actually do like pro tournaments, so he fucking creamed everybody.
Yep. That was still wild.
That's
watching him
crazy, Estruck.
beat
Oh yeah, you got hit on
all
books.
the other people we knew that were super good at Smash.
Yeah, I was also the book
That was
kid.
like the tournament of the century.
I was not allowed to have like so I never had a TV in my room, I've literally still to this day have never had a TV in my room. But I knew a lot of people had TVs in their room. I never did. And then, when, like, I got a phone, even a smartphone, it was never allowed to be in my room. It had to be charged in the living room, so I couldn't, like, sleep with it in my room. And, because they didn't want me, like, staying up texting people or whatever. Like, I get it. Like, they wanted me to go to bed, right? So,
I can understand
what
that.
did ne'er-do-well Ori do? She read books.
She read books.
I stayed up late reading books.
That was the go-to.
That
was the secret workaround.
I remember. We went to the Smithsonian. No, not the Smithsonian. We went to the Museum of Natural History.
I was about to say, it's definitely not the Smithsonian.
Well, I did go to the Smithsonian. That was our 5th grade trip.
The
Smithsonian. The Smithsonian, yeah. Yeah, those evil books,
I love it.
But we went to the Museum of Natural History for, like, a field trip. And we got to go to the gift shop, right? And you get your little, you have your money, and you get to pick out whatever your parents gave you, how much money you got. You get to go pick some gift shop stuff. And I remember I got this little keychain light, okay? It was a little keychain light, and it had, like animal or dinosaur cutouts on it, and it wasn't like a normal flat, it, like, flashed, like, colors and stuff. It was moving. It was always moving.
Ooh.
But I didn't have anything in my room.
Keys?
No. So that lived in my room. It's this little trinket, whatever, right? So I'm trying to read books, and I didn't have any flashlights because those weren't allowed to be in my room. Yeah, those, you couldn't have those in your room. So I had that little thing that was probably horrific for my eyesight, watching these RGB dancing lights under the covers, trying to read Magic Tree. Which I did. I did read it. No, I did that too.
I don't think I even tried to hide it from my parents. I think they were just kind of like, at least she's addicted to reading. We got off lucky.
I definitely hid reading past bedtime from my parents. Did I get in trouble? Really?
I did have to do that in elementary, middle school. By the time I got to high school,
no, in high school
it became a non-issue.
In high school, I, like, ended up eventually having, like, my phone in my room too. Like, like, it definitely was, like, in high school, it's like they're letting you become an adult. But, like, yeah, I'm talking, this is, like, 5th grade, hiding shit, hiding reading under my pillows.
Oh, that's such a classic.
I felt I was so slick. It must have been middle school. I don't know what I did, but I got my DS taken away from me. Okay? So I got my DS taken away, but I still had my Game Boy Advanced in the drawer that I hadn't played in years because, like, I had the DS and I had the charger and everything. So I remember being like, heh, I got this Game Boy.
Very slick.
And I played Game Boy games instead. That was my rebellion. That was my rebellion. I remember, I think the biggest backtalk I gave to my parents was my mom called everything the Game Boy. And so I was like, so I was like, so I'll give you my Game Boy. And she's like, this is not what I mean, and you know it. And I'm like, yeah, okay, here you go. She's like, the one you're playing now.
But it's not the Game Boy.
Yeah, literally, Enthuse. They don't remember.
It's a DS.
They don't remember how many electronics you have if you don't play them all the time. It's like
no, they really don't.
It's adult object permanence. Versus,
it
okay,
really
I gotta say, as, like, our age people do have kids that grow up, I do have some hope. And the reason for that is, like, so my cousin, we, like, it was, like, a whole thing. I planned to take him to, like, a Friendly's restaurant to, like, hang out, right? And it was to hang out. And the point was specifically so we could, like, chat and catch up, right? And he comes out of the house with his Switch. And I'm like, you don't need that. it's you and I talking. You're not waiting anywhere. You're not doing anything. We're talking for the 15-minute drive in the car, and we're talking in the restaurant. You have no need for your Switch. Leave it home. It's like, fine. And he comes to walk out the door. I'm like, and your DS
How
too.
dare
He's like,
you.
what? I'm like, your 3DS. I know it's in your pocket. I don't need to see it. I know you're trying to take it with you. Empty it out,
Doing
too.
it for the
And so I was like,
story?
going down the line. It's like, nope, and no DS, and no all this stuff, and no everything. Like, I know, because I did it, you know? Like, I did
Ow.
it.
You really got him.
I did, and we had a lovely time.
It's like,
Ooh,
now
there
isn't
you
this
go.
so much
Canadian
better
Lucifer,
without your
nice.
DS and Switch?
But I think it's just, like, there was such a technology leap between, right, our parents and us.
Oh, big time.
So now it's like,
Literally,
no.
the technology leap happened when we were in school.
You know that, like, because even if pretend, like, you as a parent don't understand how the technology works, you have an understanding of, you know, they're gonna get around it. So you have to,
Yes.
like, you know that there's always a way around it, right? If they want to partake, they will partake, right? And there's nothing you can do by removing it from them wise to stop that. So you've got to get ahead of it and, you know, sort of head it off at the pass in, like, teaching healthy habits versus, like, restricting screen time. Because I think that's the biggest downfall was, like, screen time restriction doesn't work.
It doesn't. It just makes them crave it even more. And I have seen this play out
I
in
had
the classroom.
that phone, Canadian Lucifer. That was my first smartphone. I remember when phones had buttons.
Yes.
What a time. Just
I
the
remember
home button.
literally looking up lyrics for my favorite songs on my little flip phone.
I remember when Shazam was like a wild new concept. I remember when they fucking had Shazam commercials.
Really gonna make me feel old, Dory.
No, but remember they had Shazam commercials.
I remember. I was there.
Yes, I missed the phone buttons. No. I'm really, so I have a 2024 model car. Okay. And my biggest dislike of it, my sole dislike of it really, is the fact that too many of the functions are touchscreen only. With the biggest one, so it's like, okay, you know, having, like, I'm using Google Maps from my phone, so having that all be touchscreen, great, I love it. I hate that Dylan's car doesn't have it be touchscreen, right? Like, that is an annoyance. I get it. I want that to be touchscreen. That's fine. I don't want my, like, AC controls to be touchscreen. I hate it so much. I cannot change the, like, from feet to face to both to, you know, all that sort of stuff without using the touchscreen. I can't turn it on without using the touchscreen. The solely thing I can do is change the temperature. There is an up and a down click button for each of them, but no other settings can I change without using the touchscreen. And I hate it so much because it obviously takes, like, a good couple minutes for the car to warm up and allow me to even use the touchscreen at all, right? So I'm getting in a hot
annoying.
car, and I had the AC off because, like, you know, it was cold
and
yesterday
you just
or whatever.
proceed to
and
fry.
I have to cook for a couple minutes before I can finally turn it on. And it's just like...
Make sure your Ori is finely roasted on
really.
both sides. Turn
just
evenly
like,
for even coating.
Whoop. Oh no.
Oh, that's a thing.
That's
I
the
hear that
screen
thing.
time.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is really that time.
Oh, damn.
Only
That
one
went
of the
fast.
culprits have their own personal theme. Oh, which culprit is it in the first
Ooh.
game? We'll answer this trilogy for a second.
This is gonna be a tough one.
I had 4 phones. I haven't had that many phones
One of
either.
the
I'm trying to think if it's 4 or not.
I mean, maybe this is
I'm trying to think.
a trick question?
No, no, no.
Because technically, no, I was wrong. Oh my god, Allie, same brain cell. Seriously.
I'm gonna
Same
say...
brain cell, Allie. Same brain cell, Canadian Lucifer. Damn. Oh, I hate life.
Oh, damn it. That was dumb.
Ugh!
I knew it wasn't the one you guys all guessed. But I completely forgot about that as part of the first game.
I honestly constantly forget that's part of the first game, to be honest.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something, though. Oh, about the phones. I had a hand-me-down pink Razr. Then I had the LTG chocolate. The Samsung Galaxy, I think it was S3. And then S5. No, it must have been the S5. The S5 was the first one. I got the S5 first. Is that it?
Well,
And
I know
then
you were
had
never an iPhone girly.
I never
you
had an iPhone.
definitely didn't
I
have
had a
that.
Motorola Droid
Nick
Turbo
Mason.
2. And then I had the one Google Pixel before this. I had the 6 Pro.
See,
and now I
mine-
have the 9 Pro. So that's 6 phones.
My track record was, first I had a track phone, which I had to put minutes on. And the only reason I got that was because in middle school, I started walking home, and my mom wanted me to talk to her the entire time I walked. So that was why I got that. Then I upgraded to a little flip phone. It was like a little blue phone. I don't remember the model name, but it was like your pretty classic flip phone. It wasn't like square like the track phone. It was more rounded. So that was kind of cool. And I had that one through most of high school, honestly. I did not get a iPhone, I think until my senior year of high school, because that's when I started reading fan fiction. And I started doing that a lot on my iPhone. Like, up till then, I think I definitely had an iPod, because I was listening to music a lot on my way to and from school. So I would also...
It's from Rise from the Ashes, Allie.
I would use that one. Yeah, so that had to be around then, because that's when I started getting into Let's Plays and the YouTube community and stuff. And then sometime in college, I had to get a new phone. My old one sadly fell in the toilet and did not survive. So I had that phone for a while.
Yeah, my Motorola Droid Turbo 2 is in the intercoastal.
Upgraded to a 12, I want to say, and now I'm actually at a 16.
Gone too soon.
Twas gone too soon.
It's the only time I cried over a phone. I cried so hard on that phone.
I think the only phone I really got upset over was the one I dropped in the toilet. Because that happened up at college, and I'm like, oh, fuck, what if I can't call my parents? This is bad!
Yeah, mine was because I literally gave it to my mother so she could put it in her bag so I didn't drop it in the intercoastal. And she didn't put it in her bag. So she dropped it in the intercoastal. And what was so terrible about it is we were on, like, vacation. And we literally came back from a ferry ride of this, like, remote island. So I was, like, taking pictures. I was taking these pictures. And she fucking dropped it. Now, I will say...
into the international water.
No, it's not international
Never to be
water.
seen again.
Into the intercoastal. But,
intercoastal.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No, it was right. We were literally walking off the metal dock from the ferry, and we're on the ferry. We stand up, and I go, we've docked. I go, Mom, please put my phone in your pocketbook. I don't have pockets. I don't want to drop it. And she's like, all right, Ori, here, do it. She starts walking off the ferry,
Ori know.
still holding my phone in her hand. She's on the gangplank, right? And the wind blows. She's wearing a hat. She reaches up to grab the hat. Now, very importantly, she grabs her hat with not the phone hand. I want you to know this. She grabs her hat with not the hand that is holding my phone. However, she still dropped my phone. She didn't drop my phone to proceed to grab her hat with that same hand. Completely different hands. Dropped my phone. I hear a dung as my phone hit the metal gangplank, and now it's a Motorola, so it had the, like, back, like the, yeah, Allie, I know, right?
She
it had the, like,
dropped it.
magnetic, the mods you could put on the back, and I thankfully just had, like, a plain, like, just, like, cover back plate mod, so it just looks like a normal phone. It wasn't, like, a fancy one or anything. But, so what happens is it hits the metal gangplank, and I just hear a dung, because she's behind me, right? I'm in front of her, she's behind me. So I hear a dung as I look at my mother, who's looking over the edge. I look over the edge. The phone is already sank, but I see that back plate slowly, because it's thin, right? Slowly floating down and fluttering down in the water. And I went, you dropped my phone? She goes, yeah, sobbing. Immediate, I'm in, because I'm like, hysterical. Oh my god. They took me to a Verizon store, like, immediately. Like, there was no wait. Like, I got a phone, like, within 2 hours. I was hysterical. Yeah, homicide. My mother will never live this one down. It is a joke. This is years ago now. This is like multiple years ago.
I am crying right now.
No, this is I only managed to stop crying. I'm like in the Amazon store. We're like trying to pick out a phone. And I only finally, like, managed to pull it together.
I think you mean the Verizon store.
That's what I said. Is that not what I said?
Nope, you said Amazon.
Oh, whoops. Midnight brain. I finally managed to, like, chillax again when, like, thankfully, 99% of my stuff had been downloaded from the cloud. Just, like, couple pictures that I took on the island weren't. But what was so good about it is on the ferry, I had actually been asked to send those pictures in a text to my mother. So she had them.
Nice.
And at that point, I was like,
love
all right,
our backups.
we're okay. Life is
Jesus.
okay. Yeah, oh thank God indeed. And I will say, ever since then, I have been a Google Photos girly. Because they fucking saved my life.
I don't think you ever have a Strock.
Is great.
Bounced into a flushy toilet. Did it go down?
That's one of the things that I'm horrified of.
Because, like, phones are big.
I hate... No, glasses. Or you dropped, you were cleaning your, wait, were you cleaning your glasses and you dropped your phone, or you dropped your glasses in the toilet?
Both are terrible choices to be in a toilet.
No, Dice, oh no.
Oh,
you dropped your glasses, yeah, oh. Oh no, those are rough.
See, my mom and I both have the same curse because we have both dropped our phones in the toilet. Mine, like I said, was at college. It literally, don't put your phone in your back pocket when you're going to the bathroom, you guys. It does not end well. It's dumb. I don't know why I didn't think. I was tired, maybe.
I think what's so bad you made us drunk, Jesus.
Out of my back pocket. And I just heard this plop, and I'm just like, oh, crap! And literally, like, 3 girls in the hallway came running. They're like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. I just dropped my phone in the toilet. My roommate was a lifesaver. She broke out the bag of rice. She was like, quick, put it in. And I'm like, I think I'm going to Clorox it first. Just, you know, cuz.
Yeah.
But yeah, rice afterward, definitely. But the funniest moment that happened was afterward when I did the test call to see if it still worked.
I don't think so.
And it did. It picked up the call fine. But the way I started the call to my mom, now remember, I'm up at college. This is my first year away. I am far from home. I say, hi, Mom. She's like, oh, hi, Mars. How's it going? I'm like, good. Not for any reason, but, am I coming through clear? Does everything sound okay? And she's like, yes. Why are you asking?
Are you being
I'm like,
weird?
I may or may not have dropped my phone in the toilet up at campus. So I basically, that phone lasted another 2 months. By the time it got to the end of its run, the battery was totaled. The toilet water did not help.
Oh.
It was already on its way out. The toilet water just sped up the process.
Yeah, expedited it.
Yeah, it truly expedited it.
No, I gotta...
And got a new phone after that one. But then my mom had the exact same thing happen to her, where she put it in her back. This was funny. She put it in her back pocket.
That's
same exact
insane.
thing.
It's kidding, Lucifer.
Our bathroom downstairs is literally right next to our living room. So we're like all chilling in there. It's movie night.
Me too.
And we hear a plop coming from the bathroom.
Uh-oh.
Like a plop of water. Nothing too suspicious, you know, that's normal, that happens. But then we hear my mom just go, uh-oh. We're like,
oh no.
What? What do you mean, uh-oh? She's like, yeah, my phone's in the toilet.
No, I'm trying to
Mom,
remember. I did
This happened to me
something...
months ago. You should learn from my mistakes.
I did something not so egregious to my iPod Touch. But I remember putting some electronic through the washing machine and the dryer. And
oh my god.
It lived perfectly fine and still to this day works. I think it was...
Because that's the only thing I can think of.
No. I think it was my Bose noise-canceling headphones. Like earbuds?
Oh my god.
Earbuds? I'm pretty sure that's what it was. No, it was a flash drive! No, it was a flash drive!
A fucking
flash drive was in my
drive?
pocket, and it went through the entire wash cycle and
Oh
dryer. It
Dude.
was hot when I came out of the dryer. I like put it, I'm like cooling it down, and I plug it in. Nothing corrupted. Everything's still there.
Okay, that is the best sales pitch.
Yeah,
for a flash drive that I could ever imagine.
To be honest, because flash drives are solid state, they're actually pretty hardy. But
okay, but heat and water and
the
soap.
heat, I guess it just, I was so on top of it that it didn't have a lot of time to corrode from being wet, and then it dried. And I always like specifically try to not have my clothes dry too hot because I hate the burnt clothes smell that happens.
Oh,
so I think it's just I'm also have a very specific laundry cycle. But no. I have to tell the most heartbreaking electronic story that I have ever known.
Oh.
Okay, in my experience, it's not my electronic, but I was there. My father.
It's electronic.
Yes, my father. My father is a man of you get the best electronic, so you get it forever, right? He is the reason that I still have my Game Boy Advance SP. I still have all my, my handhelds. They all still work because for my entire life, this man has had, you get this piece of technology and you keep it forever because you maintain it and it works, right? He had his favorite thing in the world. He had a Zen music player. So it's like an iPod, sort of thing. It has a little screen on it. It's a little square thing. No, it's not new. He had that thing for decades, I think. When did that come out?
I definitely couldn't tell you.
When it came out. Zen music player release. He had that thing forever. Yeah, the Zen portable music player came out in 2007. So my dad had this Zen music player from 2007 till I think it had to be yeah, 10 years. So like 2017, 2018. We're in the car. We've gone to Costco. He has it in his pocket. Now this thing is hardy. Okay? He's dropped it. It's fine. He's done whatever. It's old, you know, all this sort of stuff. Great. Yeah, no, exactly, Canadian Lucifer. It's all real. Yeah, distilled water, not a problem. It's all other stuff that goes on. That's why salt water's the worst, because it's the most conductive.
Not recommended.
And thus the most corrosive. But so he sat. I'm in the car in the passenger seat. He goes and he sits down in the driver's seat, and he pulls his door. And just like your thing, Esdrox, sitcom style, his Zen fell out of his pocket and fell just so that as the door closed, it crunched on the Zen.
No!
And it was destroyed. It was bent and crunched and terrible. I am really surprised that I didn't see my father cry that day. He was not. It was like, that was his baby. That was his baby. He loved that thing. He praised that thing all the time. That was his favorite thing. And like he said, if it had dropped a moment before or a moment after, it would have been fine, because it either would have hit the pavement and it's sturdy like that, or it would have, you know, hit after the door, so it would have just dropped inside the car. But no, it made it so the car door closed right on the player, and it was gone, just like that.
Damn.
Honestly, needed to hold a funeral for that thing, man. It was like insane. Yeah, the world killed his darling, right like that.
It truly did.
So terrible.
We blame the universe for that one. That is a true turd thief
Yeah, Friday
move.
the turd thief move.
Bleh.
All right.
That was a tongue twister.
Posted the skiing story. You were going up. Okay, the ski lift, I'm assuming, is what the escalator is. And you're going back slowly.
Oh. You were going downhill.
Oh my god. Oh, and you hit.
Oh no.
No. Oh my gosh. Oh, it was the conveyor. Okay, I know what the thing is.
Why am I moving?
It's the conveyor belt. It's the people. It's the ski people mover.
Oh, that's the thing. What is that thing called?
Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Wild. Well, damn. All right, you guys got more stream out of us because we just started telling all these lovely stories. But the music has also stopped.
Did.
So now we're kind of definitely at the end now.
Now it's official.
Thank you all for coming.
When the music stops, we stop.
Definitely sad we didn't get to anything else besides Mia, but she was pretty cool. I'm probably going to just slap some color on her soon. I'm pretty nearly done with the lines, and that'll be it. And, but yeah. Thank you all for coming. If you haven't watched the Ace Attorney video that came out today, you should definitely do so. Because it's good.
Yes.
I promise.
It's good.
Not biased
It's
at all.
funny.
Any other things happening? There won't be Ace Attorney next week either, as Mars is getting her wisdom teeth out on Thursday. And Dylan is also still working the night shift. So you get just Ori, maybe Whiteboard Mars, but definitely Ori speaking.
I will see if I'm awake on Friday night.
It'll be definitely Ori.
I'll be more awake than Thursday. I think Thursday I'm going to be very down for the count.
So we're probably going to do Pass to Smash next week, I think is what I'm going to do. Because I want that. I'm hyped now.
Friday, Whiteboard Me may join.
But the other great thing is Rage Paint Games is going to join us for Thursday night, because Mars also will be down for the count, because that is the day she's getting her wisdom teeth out.
That is the night I'm confirmed to be down for the count.
Yeah, she will not be here, but we'll have Rage, who you've seen on stream once before.
Yes, they are very lovely.
And
Be nice to them. I won't be here
she'll be here
to
talking
watch
about
you
the art
guys.
nights as we work on the art night badges, and I will be going more into depth about all that art night stuff that we talked about for Art Fight as we finish our final prep for Art Fight, because, well, you guys will get one more week, I will not. But yeah, so we hope to see you all next week, and have a lovely weekend. Good night.
Have a good night, everybody. Take care. See you on Tuesday.